Hello, everyone, and welcome into Schaumburg, Illinois, where today your Washington Wild Things take on the Schaumburg Boomers in Game 1 of a three-game series. Hi, everyone. I'm Zach Ziegler, taking you through the 2016 season for your Washington Wild Things. You're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. I'd like to remind you this broadcast brought to you by Consol Energy, Bethany College, and True Par America. Coming up here on the Wild Things pregame show, going to take a look at the series that was as your Washington Wild Things took on the Traverse City Beach Bums, taking 2 out of 3 from the Beach Bums coming out on the road. Going to take a look at that homestand as a whole. Also have a sit-down with right fielder Dave Popkins. That's coming up. Going to take a look at the lineups and the pitching matchup, and we'll have first pitch for you. It's all right here on the MSA Sports Network. Now, as we said, your Washington Wild Things coming off a home series against the Traverse City Beach Bums, in which they took 2 of 3 from Traverse City. The first 2 games of that series were a doubleheader that was played on Wednesday, so both of those 7-inning contests. And the Wild Things split that one, and the first game didn't really go the Wild Things' way. They lost by a score of 3-1. Trevor Foss was on the hill for your Washington Wild Things, and for the Traverse City Beach Bums, they took a 1-0 lead in the third inning as Jeff Debut hit a 2-out single, stole a base, and later scored on an RBI double by Ryan Bacher. Then in the very next inning, Traverse added another run as Will Kenger hit his first home run of the 2016 season. The Wild Things would respond in the bottom of that fourth inning, cutting the lead in half, making it 2-1 on Dave Popkins' first home run of the 2016 season. And that would be the only run, however, that the Wild Things would collect in that game. Traverse City would add one more in the top of the 7th inning as Wesley Wallace would hit his first home run of 2016 to make the final score Traverse City 3, Washington 1. In that game, Trevor Foss won a complete game, 7 innings pitched, however, got the loss as he gave up 3 runs in the contest. Game 2, another great outing on the mound as Connor Kendrick took the hill, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 1 hit. 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. In the first inning of this game, started out great for the Washington Wild Things. Jamal Austin singled and stole 2 bases to lead off. Then Austin Wobrock walked, giving the Wild Things runners at first and second with nobody out, following a Brian Harsh strikeout. And Dave Popkins walked to load the bases for your Wild Things. Ricky Rodriguez would ground into a fielder's choice. Jamal Austin would be thrown out at the plate. So with 2 outs, your Wild Things, the bases loaded. And Andrew Heck, the left fielder, was hit by a pitch. That drove in the first run of the game for the Wild Things. And Grant Fink would follow that up with an RBI walk to give your Wild Things an early 2-0 lead. Then the Wild Things would add another run in the 5th inning as Dave Popkins again hit his second homer of the 2016 season, another solo shot in Game 2 of that 3-game series. As we said, we have a sit-down with Dave Popkins. He finished that series 6 for 8, so really good series offensively for Dave Popkins. That at that time made the score 2-1 as Traverse City got their first run on the top of the 4th after Ryan Bacher walked with 1 out. He scored on an RBI double by Jose Vargas. And then with the Wild Things up 2-1, excuse me, they would add 2 more runs in the game and be leading 4-1 going into the 9th inning when coming on was Brian O'Keefe. O'Keefe got the first out of the inning O'Keefe pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowing only 1 walk, no runs. Colin Stanley came in following him through 1 1/3. And then in the 9th inning, Andrew Wick with a 2-run lead. It was 4-2 at this point. He gave a 2-run homer that made the score 3-3. 3-3 was the score going into the bottom of the 7th before Ricky Rodriguez became the walk-off hero. A walk-off single drove in Jamal Austin, and that gave the Wild Things a 4-3 victory in Game 2 of that 3-game series with Traverse City. And the Wild Things got the series victory last night, beating Traverse City by a score of 4-1 as they started things off. They went 1-2-3 in the first. Dave Popkins, a big day for him, 3 for 3, single, double, triple. As we said, we're going to be talking to him coming up next here on the Wild Things pregame show. Ricky Rodriguez got the Wild Things on the board first with his 2-run home run, his first home run of 2016 in the 2nd inning. That put the Wild Things out 2-0. Then in the 4th inning, the Wild Things would add another run on an RBI double by Jimmy Yezzo that drove in Dave Popkins, and at that time made the score 3-1 as Ryan Bacher led off the inning in the 4th with a walk, and was driven in on an RBI single by Will Kenger. So it was 3-1 at that point, and then that's all the Wild Things needed as they won that game by the score of 3-1. So it takes 2 of 3 from Traverse City. We're going to take a break here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show. When we get back, a sit-down with right fielder Dave Popkins. So stay tuned right here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball today and throughout the 2016 season.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. You're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. Currently joined by right fielder Dave Popkins. And Dave, yesterday 3 for 3, doubles, triples, single, and a walk. What was your approach going into that game?
Just same as pretty much any other day. I've been really working with Mike Marshall, and he's been really helping me a lot. And basically just slow it down, get up early in the kick, and see the ball as well as I can and barrel it up.
And going into that game, knowing you're facing Kramer Champlin, a guy who threw a no-hitter his last time out, how did you prep for him? Was there any difference in preparation? Just take it the same way?
Yeah, I don't really prepare for any particular pitcher. I prepared just overall as myself as a hitter, so I'm ready for anything. So yeah, there's no difference in preparation.
And with that, hitting a single, double, and a triple in your first 3 at-bats, coming up in that 4th at-bat, you looking for the home run, or are you just looking to get on base?
Yeah, you know what, you're looking a little more for the home run. You give yourself one pitch to go get it, and then after that, you kind of have to bear back down and take a good at-bat for the team.
And coming off that 3-2 homestand, getting a over 500 record coming out on the road, what type of confidence does that give you guys?
Oh, I mean, it gives us a ton of confidence to know that right now we're hitting, I think, under 200 as a team, and we're still winning games, and this team hasn't even shown a preview of what it's going to do. I think this team has extreme potential, and once everyone gets going, which they will, it's going to be special.
And finally, what's it like playing with this group of guys? I know you guys have a lot of fun out there, lots of joking around in the locker room. What's it like on the field with these guys?
Yeah, we have great chemistry. This team's got great chemistry, and like I said, I think this team is going to do some special things when the end of the year is all said and done.
Thanks, Dave. Good luck today.
All right, thank you very much.
We'll be right back here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network, listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show, getting you ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. I'm Zach Ziegler here on the MSA Sports Network, taking you through the entire 2016 season for your Washington Wild Things. Wild Things just finished up a 3-2 homestand to split the series with Lake Erie Crushers, as it was supposed to be a 3-game series, but they were rained out on Sunday afternoon, so only a 2-game series there. Took 2 of 3 from Traverse City to come out on the road with a record of 3-2 after the homestand, 6-5 overall on the season. It's good for 3rd place in the Frontier League East Division standings. And take a look at the rest of the standings here early on in the season, about 2 weeks in at this point of the year. And currently leading the Eastern Division standings are the Lake Erie Crushers. They have a record of 8-2. In second, we see the Windy City Thunderbolts. They currently 9-3. Then your Washington Wild Things 6-5. Joliet right behind Washington in 4th place, 7-6. Traverse City Beach Bums sit in 5th with a record of 3-8. And the Schaumburg Boomers round out this East Division with a record of 3-9. Taking a look over at the other side, the West Division here in the Frontier League. Southern Illinois leads that side, 7-4 their record. Then the Gateway Grizzlies sit in 2nd at 7-5. The Evansville Otters also tied at 7-5. River City, the Rascals, sit in Fourth place at 6-5, Florence Freedom in fifth. They're 4-7. And the normal Corn Belters, who the Wild Things will see after this series in Schaumburg, sit at 2-10. So look at the Frontier League standings so far early, about 2 weeks into the season for your Washington Wild Things. Right now, I'm going to take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. We're going to start with your visiting Washington Wild Things. They come into the game with a record of 6-5. They'll lead off with their center fielder, Jamal Austin. Batting second, the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. In the 3-hole at third base will be Brian Haar. Batting fourth in right field, Dave Popkins. In the 5-hole, designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. Batting sixth will be first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Batting seventh out in left field, Grant Fink. Batting eighth behind the plate, Alex McKeon. And batting ninth at second base will be Justin Fox. For the Schaumburg Boomers, they come into this game with a record of 3-9. They'll lead off with their shortstop, Josh Gardiner. Batting second will be their second baseman, Jordan Dean. In the number 3-hole, designated hitter, Paul Crowenfield. Batting fourth in right field, Chris Robinson. Batting fifth at third base will be Mark Nelson. In the sixth spot in left field, Sean Payne. Batting seventh at first base, Eno Patron. Batting eighth at behind the plate, Michael Valadez. And rounding out the order in center field will be Justin Bird. On the mound tonight for your Washington Wild Things, making his second start of the year, will be Matt Frodden, appearing in his third game for the Wild Things. Second start as he's came out of the bullpen earlier in the season. He's thrown 8 2/3 innings this year, giving up 1 run, 1 earned on 5 hits, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts, good for a 1.03 ERA. And Frodden, his last time out, started against the Lake Erie Crushers in the victory. That was in Game 2 of that rain-shortened 2-game series against the Lake Erie Crushers. Frodden went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, 1 earned on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So a good timeout last night for Frodden. Looks to duplicate that performance in tonight's game. Lineups are being exchanged at the field. Original first pitch for this game was supposed to be 7:35 Eastern, but had a little bit of rain come through. We've had rain on and off all day. So first pitch now scheduled for 8:05 Eastern time as the lineups are being exchanged at home plate. Looking at the starter for the Schaumburg Boomers in this one, it'll be Gunnar Kynes. Kynes making his third start of the year. Has also thrown 8 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 runs, all earned on 6 hits, 7 walks, 9 strikeouts. Good for a 7.26 ERA, and his record currently sits at 0-1. As lead lineups being exchanged at home plate. Going to look at our keys to the game for your Washington Wild Things. On the mound for Matt Frodden, take advantage. These Boomers currently sit in last place. We're hitting them at a good time, so let's see if Frodden can duplicate his first start of the year and go out there and give the Wild Things a good performance. The Wild Things have had very good starting pitching as of late. Chase Cunningham really started it off on the homestand, only giving up 1 run in his outing, and that very good starting pitching performance has continued throughout the lineup. We saw Trevor Foss give a good start. Connor Kendrick had a good start in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Traverse City. Saw Matt Frodden in Game 2 of the Lake Erie. He gave a really good start. Chase Cunningham in yesterday's game, another really good start, only gave up 1 run. So for the Wild Things, we're looking for the starting pitching to keep trending up. And when you see that, this Wild Things offense really can start to get going. For the Wild Things offensively, you see Gunnar Kynes sitting with that 7.26 ERA. He's getting up 7 runs in 8 2/3 innings pitched. So jump on him early. Make him feel like, oh no, here it comes again, and bring on the Wild Things offense. Wild Things really haven't gotten going offensively, as a lot of their players hitting under 100 at this point, but all these players have the capability to break out. Currently, the leader on the team in average is Dave Popkins, sitting at 333, then Jamal Austin at 293, and then the next highest average for your Wild Things is Austin Wobrock at 244, and Alex McKeon at 286, then Wobrock at 244. So these bats really haven't woken up yet, and still your Wild Things sit at 6-5. So whenever these bats wake up, this could be a very scary team. They have good chemistry, got a lot of good players, so just waiting for that offense to break out. If the starting pitching can keep going the way it's been going in the last couple starts, the Wild Things will be in good shape this season. And defensively, you got to cut down on the errors. Brian Haar, another throwing error in last game. He's made a couple errors lately. Got to shore up the defenses. We've seen Wild Things starting pitchers. Frodden, in his last start and on the year through 8 2/3 innings, has 9 strikeouts, so he's one of the few strikeout pitchers for these Washington Wild Things. So the defense still, when the ball's put in play, you got to make plays, got to make outs. And if they can do that and be sure-handed on the defensive side, everything will be good on the day. We're going to take another break here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise. We insure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, getting you ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Schaumburg taking the field. Wild Things enter the game with a record of 6-5. Schaumburg with a record of 3-9. Both these teams looking for the victory today in Game 1 of this 3-game series. We've had rain all day long, but it looks to be kind of clearing up right now. And actually, we're going to go to the national anthem, so we're going to take one more break here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show. Stay tuned right here to the MSA Sports Network for more coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfill playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. Be sure to check out MSAsports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We are back here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show, getting you ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. The Schaumburg Boomers are on the field as the national anthem has just wrapped up here at Boomers Stadium. And as I said, we've had rain all day on and off here in Schaumburg, Illinois. So far, looks like it's going to hold off here, as we did have a little bit of a delay to start the game, about a half hour. So first pitch now at 8 o'clock on the Eastern time zone. It's 8:10 right now as Schaumburg Boomers get ready to warm up on the field. We're going to take a look at their alignment defensively. In the outfield left to right, it'll be Jordan Dean, Justin Bird, and Sean Payne. Left side of the infield held down by Nelson and Gardiner. Right side by Dean and Patron. And behind the plate will be Michael Valadez. On the mound for the Schaumburg Boomers, as we said, Gunnar Kynes making his third start of the year. He's thrown in 8 2/3 innings of work, giving up 7 runs, all of which earned on 6 hits, 7 walks, and 9 strikeouts, good for a 7.26 ERA. So if you're Wild Things offensively, jump on him early. Make him feel like he's down in the hole again. We'll see if they can get to Kynes here in the first inning. Going to take a look in the lineup for your Washington Wild Things once again. All right, before we get started, they'll lead off with their center fielder, Jamal Austin. Hitting second at shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Batting third baseman Brian Haar. In the cleanup spot, right fielder Dave Popkins. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. In the sixth hole at first base, Jimmy Yezzo. Batting seventh in left field, Grant Fink. In the eighth spot, behind the plate, Alex McKeon. And batting ninth at second base, Justin Fox. Getting ready for first pitch here from Schaumburg, Illinois. The Wild Things in their red jerseys with the white lettering and their gray road pants. The Schaumburg Boomers all black jersey with orange lettering and their white home pants. Got a little bit of a breeze blowing out towards left field, but not much of a wind here. Just south of Chicago, about 45 minutes south of Chicago here in Schaumburg, Illinois. As your Washington Wild Things, we said, enter this game with a record of 6-5, currently good for third in the Frontier League East standings. The Schaumburg Boomers are currently sitting at 3-9 as they are in sixth place in the Frontier League East. Kynes finishing up his warm-up tosses, and we are just about ready for baseball here in Schaumburg, Illinois. The Boomers and your Wild Things getting ready for Game 1 of this 3-game series. Jamal Austin makes his way to the plate. And here we go from Schaumburg, Illinois. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network. Austin comes in today, 293, no home runs, and 3 RBI. As Kynes looks into his catcher, Valadez, he has his sign. He's set. Here's the pitch. And Jamal takes it for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Tonight's first pitch was thrown at 8:12 p.m., and it's currently 74 degrees. First pitch time and temperature is brought to you by State Line Grocery and Hotspot. As that pitch is in there for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to count to the Wild Things center fielder. Austin has reached in 9 of the team's first 11 games. Squares around a bunt, and that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on Jamal Austin, wearing number 14 tonight instead of his normal number 5. Kynes looks into Valadez, has his sign, the pitch. And Austin will foul this one away to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin's been doing a very nice job from the leadoff spot. Has 6 stolen bases on the season. Reached in 9 of the team's 11 games. Kynes set in the 1-2. And Austin will foul this one off again. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin has started all 11 games for your Washington Wild Things for Gunnar Kynes, third start of the year. Out there for Schaumburg. He's set. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Austin, but the ball gets away. And Valadez not hurrying to get to it, so a strikeout, but Jamal Austin will reach on the wild pitch.
Wild pitch.
So a strikeout wild pitch gives the Wild Things a base runner. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock enters today, 244, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. So a strikeout for Gunnar Kynes, but Jamal Austin on at first base, and that's always a threat to start the game. Austin 6 steals on the young season. Kynes set, here's the pitch. And that's a called strike to Wobrock, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. We talked about it. This Wild Things offense really hasn't gotten going yet, but they currently sit at 6-5, so it's a positive sign to see for the team. Kynes set, throw over to first, and Austin is back. 0-1 the count on Austin Wobrock, just underway here in the top of the first. The Wild Things have a runner at first here with nobody out, no score. Jamal Austin takes his lead from first. Kynes looks in, he's set, and the 0-1 to Wobrock. Throw over to first, and Austin back. Austin, a guy you got to keep an eye on at first base, as he's a threat to go. 6 stolen bases for Jamal Austin. Hasn't been caught yet. Kynes looks in. He's set. And the 0-1. And that's outside to Wobrock. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody out top of the first. Mostly cloudy skies here in Schaumburg. We've had rain on and off all day. Kynes set. And the throw over to first, and Austin back again. The third time they've thrown over there. As keeping a close eye on Jamal Austin. Austin reached after striking out and getting to first on the wild pitch. Kynes set. The 1-1. There goes Austin for second. Swing and a miss. The throw down is in time to nail Jamal Austin. So now there is 1 out. Austin, the first time he's been caught this year. And a 1-2 count to Austin Wobrock. Manager Greg Langben had the hit and run on there as Wobrock took a big swing, couldn't connect. And Jamal Austin, it took a perfect throw, but it did get him. So 1-2, 1 out, top of the first. Kynes setting the pitch to Wobrock. And this one lined to left center field. That'll get down. It'll be cut off before it gets to the wall, so Wobrock will be held to a single. First hit for the Wild Things gives them a 1-out base runner. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Haar. Haar on the year, 129, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. He hit 3 home runs in the series with the Gateway Grizzlies, added another one in Joliet. Looking to get going again. He had a really hot start to the season, but has since cooled off. Did miss a couple games with a leg injury that he was dealing with. Nothing too serious, but kept him out of the lineup, and ever since then, he's been 0-for. Did not get a hit in the Traverse City series. Wobrock at first. He singled. 1 out. Kynes throws over there, and Wobrock's back. No score here between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Top of the first. Wild Things do have a runner on base here with 1 away. Kynes looking into Valadez. He has his sign. He's set. Checks Wobrock at first. The pitch. And that's outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count to the Wild Things third baseman. Haar playing in his 10th game for the Wild Things. Kynes set in the 1-0. And Haar pops this one up, but it goes back into foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Have some sun peeking through the clouds here over Boomers Stadium in Schaumburg, Illinois. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to the Wild Things third baseman. We said just about 45 minutes south of Chicago here in Schaumburg. Had some rain earlier, not much of a breeze. We did have a light one going out to left field earlier in the game. The 1-1. Haar, foul tip, and that's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin Wobrock, the runner at first. He singled. It was 1 out, no score between your Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Sun about half covering the field. The shadow line almost reaching the mound. Kynes set, the 1-2 coming. Throw over to first, and Wobrock's back. Kynes, the lefty, keeping a close eye at the Wild Things base runners. Wobrock does have 4 stolen bases this year. Kynes looks in, has his sign. The 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Haar, and that's out number 2. Second strikeout of the inning for Gunnar Kynes, and that'll bring up right fielder Dave Popkins. Popkins hitting .333, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs for the Wild Things right fielder. Our guest on the Washington Wild Things pregame show. I'd like to thank him for joining us for that. Kynes looks in, checks Wobrock at first, and a throw over there. And Wobrock back again. 2 outs, top of the first. No score between your Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers from Schaumburg, Illinois. Kynes, the lefty, 0-1, 7.26 ERA. Here's his pitch. And a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Popkins. 1-0 the count. Popkins, very good series against Traverse City. Went 6 for 8. And that series really heated up back home at Consol Energy Park. Kind set, and the 1-0. And Popkins fouls this one away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count on the Wild Things right fielder. Wild Things coming off of a 3-2 homestand as they split the 2-game series with Lake Erie and then took 2 of 3 from Traverse City. Kind set in the 1-1. That's high. Snap throw to first. And they get Wobrock on the dive back. So Wobrock picked off of first base. And that is out number 3. No runs in the inning on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. And after half an inning, the score. Your Wild Things nothing. Schaumburg coming to bat. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise, we ensure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the Washington Wild Things coverage here on MSA Sports Network. Going to the bottom of the first, score Wild Things nothing. Schaumburg Boomers coming to bat. Going to take a look at the defensive alignment for your Wild Things. The outfield left to right. We have Fink, Austin, and Popkins. Left side of the infield held down by Haar and Wobrock. Right side by Fox and Yezo. And it'll be Alex McKeon behind the plate. On the mound for your Wild Things today, Matt Frodden making his second start of the 2016 season. Has gone 8 2/3 innings. As he's in his 3rd game, he did make 1 appearance out of the bullpen. Giving up 1 run, 1 earned on 5 hits, 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, a 1.03 ERA for the Wild Things right-hander. And last time out against Lake Erie, very good. Only allowed 1 run in 6 innings of work. A nice job by Frodden. He's going to try to duplicate that today. Going to take another look at the Schaumburg Boomers lineup. They lead off with their shortstop, Josh Gardiner. Batting second at second base, Jordan Dean. In the 3 spot, designated hitter, Paul Crowenfield. Batting cleanup in right field will be Chris Robinson. Batting 5th, the third baseman, Mark Nelson. Batting 6th in left field, Sean Payne. Batting 7th at first base, Eno Patron. In the 8th spot behind the plate, Michael Valadez. And batting 9th in center field will be Justin Bird. We're just about ready to get things kicked off here as Josh Gardiner steps in the bottom of the first. And we are ready for the home half of this first inning. No score between your Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Gardiner comes into this game hitting .333, no home runs, 2 RBIs on the season. Schaumburg enters with a record of 3-9. Wild Things an interesting inning in the first as Jamal Austin reached on a strikeout, then was eliminated on a caught stealing as this pitch is low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from Matt Frodden. Then Austin Wobrock singled, Brian Haar struck out, and then Wobrock got picked off at first base for the final out. Frodden set in the 1-0. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count here from Boomers Stadium. You're listening to MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. The righty Frodden making his second start. He's set in the 1-1. And that's high, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here, the count to Gardiner. The Boomers shortstop. Frodden looks on. Here's the 2-1. And that's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got that one over the outside corner. 2-2 the count. Frodden last time out, we said, on the season. 9 strikeouts through 8 2/3 innings. So a pitcher who's very capable of striking guys out. Frodden set. Here's the 2-2. And this one lined down the right field line, but it'll hook foul, and the count will stick even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, nobody out. Light crowd here at Boomer Stadium. As we said, we had the rain earlier on in the day. But mostly cloudy skies right now. Frodden set in the 2-2. And this one ground to the left side. Past Wobrock into left field. That'll be a base hit. So the Boomers get their leadoff man on, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jordan Dean. Dean comes into this one. .273, no home runs, 3 RBIs. For Gardner at first base, he does have 3 steals on the year, so you got to keep an eye on him. Fraud in the righty allows the leadoff man to get on. No score here. Bottom of the first between your Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Frauden looks in. He's set. Here's his pitch. And this ball, fly ball to center field. Austin going to his right. He will camp under it and make the catch. That's out number 1. So 1 pitch at bat there for Jordan Dean. Schaumburg still has a runner at first after Gardner singled, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Paul Cronenfeld. Cronenfeld hit .306, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs so far on the season. Hitting in this cleanup spot, lefty on righty. Josh Gardner, the runner at first, he singled to lead off the game. Frauden looks in. He's set, checks first. Throw over there. Gardner's back. We said Gardner, 3 steals on the young season from that leadoff spot, so you got to watch him. Frauden looks in. His first pitch to Cronenfeld, and it's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Cronenfeld, the designated hitter for these Schaumburg Boomers. Wind's been changing directions all day. Now it's blowing out to center field. Again, not very strong, but still there. Frauden's pitch, and that's low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. No score between your Wild Things and Schaumburg Boomers. Frauden set, and the 2-0. That's outside, ball 3. So 3 straight balls here to Paul Cronenfeld after getting Jordan Dean to pop out and allowing the leadoff single to Josh Gardner. Frauden looks into McKeon, has his sign, the 3-0. And that's inside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk here to Cronenfeld, and that'll give the Boomers runners at first and second with only 1 away in inning number 1. And with that, that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Chris Robinson. Robinson hitting .200 with a homer and an RBI on the year. Boomers in business here in the first as Frauden looks to get out of a first inning jam. Righty on righty. Josh Gardner at second base after he singled. Paul Cronenfeld at first after his walk. Frauden looks into McKeon and his steps off as time is called behind the plate. 0-0 score between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers here in the bottom of the first with 1 out. Frauden set, checks Gardner at second, the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike to Robinson. 0-1 the count for Frauden. That's what you want to see after the 4-pitch walk. Get out ahead of the next batter. Frauden looking into McKeon. He has his sign. He's set, checks Gardner at second, and the 0-1. And that's low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here at Boomer Stadium, a natural grass field, one of the few natural grass fields in the Frontier League. We also saw one in Joliet. Frauden set, and the 1-1. And this ball hits the center field. Austin going back on it, a full run to the track, and he won't make the catch as it's off the wall. Gardner comes around third. He will score. Cronenfeld following right behind him, and he will score. A 2 RBI triple for Chris Robinson gives Schaumburg a 2-1 lead, or 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first as both Cronenfeld and Gardner score, and Schaumburg takes the lead. That ball was crushed by Chris Robinson all the way to the center field wall. Thought Jamal Austin was going to have a play on it, but he ended up not being able to make the catch. And with 1 out, there's a runner at third. Schaumburg leading 2-0. And this will bring up Mark Nelson, the third baseman. Nelson, .213, no home runs, 7 RBIs on the season as the infield comes in for Washington. Frauden set the pitch, and this ball's popped up. Might be too shallow for him to score. Fink comes in and makes the catch, and he'll attempt to throw, but Robinson will stay right where he is. 2 outs now in the bottom of the first, and Schaumburg leads 2-0 over your Washington Wild Things. That'll bring up Sean Payne, the left fielder. Payne, no average yet on the season. Currently 0 for 9. The young season, his 4th game with the Schaumburg Boomers. It's with 2 outs. He looks to drive in his man from third. Frodden looking to keep it right where it is. Righty on righty. Frodden looks in. He's set. And the pitch. And it's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes for Frodden. We've seen him a bit wild here in the first inning. 4-pitch walk to Kroenfeld before that 2 RBI triple by Chris Robinson. Frodden set the 1-0. And that's high as well, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Here for Matt Frodden, having a little bit of a rough first inning. 2 runs already in for the Schaumburg Boomers. After Josh Gardner singled, Paul Kroenfeld walked, and a 2 RBI triple as this one's hit the left field and deep. Fink going back to the wall, and this ball is gone. A home run for Sean Payne, and the Schaumburg Boomers now lead 4-0 here in the first inning. That ball hit out to left field. Schaumburg jumps onto an early lead here against Matt Frodden and the Washington Wild Things. Payne's first home run of the 2016 season, and that'll bring up Eno Patron, the first baseman. Patron, .295, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs for the first baseman. That home run, as we said, Payne's his first hit of the 2016 season. As he hit that one out to left field, just into that picnic area, right above the Miller Light Deck, they call it here in Schaumburg. Frodden's pitch, and this one hit the center field. Austin going back to the track, and he will make the catch, and that retires the side. However, Schaumburg scores 4 in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. And after an inning of play, the score, Schaumburg Boomers 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the top of the second, the Schaumburg Boomers have a big first inning. They score 4 runs and lead your Washington Wild Things 4-0. They got started with a single by Josh Gardner, then a flyout by Jordan Deem with 1 out. Made it runners at first with 1 out. Then Paul Kroenfeld, a 1-out walk. Chris Robinson, the big 2 RBI triple, drove in both Gardner and Kroenfeld to give Schaumburg an early 2-0 lead. Then Matt Frodden got Mark Nelson to fly out to left field. So with 2 outs, Schaumburg had a runner at third. And then Sean Payne, his first home run of the 2016 season, a 2-run shot over the left field wall, made the score 4-0 after 1 inning of play. Due up in the top of the second here for your Washington Wild Things will be Dave Popkins, Ricky Rodriguez, and Jimmy Yezzo. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Wild Things. Sundays are Kids Club days at Consol Energy Park. Children 12 and under can join the club for free. They get lots of perks, including a t-shirt, giveaway items, and free tickets to all Kids Club days. For more information, log on to WashingtonWildThings.com or call the box office at 855-456-WILD. The Kids Club is sponsored by Kona Ice, MedExpress, PA Leadership Charter School, Pepsi, and Frito-Lay. Gunnar Kynes finishing up his warm-up tosses. Had a kind of weird first inning as he struck out Jamal Austin to start things off, but Austin would reach on a wild pitch. Then he was caught stealing, trying to take second base, and Austin Wobrock followed that up with a single. Brian Haar struck out, and with Dave Popkins batting, Wobrock was picked off. So Popkins stepping in again, as we said, for Popkins. .333, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs on the young season. Went 6 for 8 in the Traverse City series. Kynes setting the pitch, and it's inside to Popkins, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, top of the second. Schaumburg leads 4-0 over your Washington Wild Things. Kynes setting the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Popkins. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the second. Kynes looks in. Here's the 1-1. And Popkins fouls this one back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. And talking to Popkins before the game, he said this offense has a lot of potential. They haven't come through yet, as their team currently hitting under 200 as a team on the season. But they do have potential, and they're waiting to break out. The 1-2. And that's a called strike 3. Popkins strikes out, and there's 1 away here in the top of the second. That's the 3rd strikeout victim already for Gunnar Kynes. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 222, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Hit that home run in yesterday's ball game. A big 2-run shot that got the Wild Things out to an early 2-0 lead. Kynes looks in. Here's his pitch to Rodriguez. And that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to the Wild Things DH. Trying to get something going with 1 out in the top of the second. Kynes set in the 1-0. And Rodriguez pops this one up behind first base. Going back and making the catch will be Jordan Dean, the second baseman, and that is out number 2. So 2 away quickly here in the second inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo on the year, 119, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Really picked it up offensively on the homestand. Came into Consol Energy Park only hitting .048. Now his average sits at 119. So trying to get it back up above the 100 mark. Kynes setting his pitch. And it's a called strike. No balls and a strike on Yezzo. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Top of the second. Schaumburg leads 4-0. Kynes is 0-1. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Wild Things first baseman. Yezzo, Cherry Hill, New Jersey native. Played for the Wild Things last season, the 1-1. And that's high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Gunnar Kynes working quickly on the mound for Schaumburg. As he looks in the 2-1. And that's outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to count to Jimmy Yezzo. As we said, one of the few natural grass fields here at the Frontier League in Schaumburg, Illinois, Boomer Stadium. Kynes set in the 3-1. And Yezzo lines this one to right center field. That'll get down. Yezzo taking the turnaround first. He's going to try for 2. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. Jimmy Yezzo in there with a 2-out double, and your Wild Things have a runner at scoring position with 2 away. We said Yezzo really starting to heat up, and was talking to him earlier in the week, and he's saying he loves facing left-handed pitchers, which is a rarity for a left-handed batter. Lefty on lefty is usually a bad matchup for the left-handed hitter. Yezzo prefers it, and he takes that pitch and lines it to right center. And they'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink on the year, 167, no home runs, 5 RBIs. 2 outs. Wild Things have a runner at second. It's Jimmy Yezzo after his 2-out double. Kynes' pitch, and Fink fouls this one back to the screen. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Grant Fink. Fink, as we said, 167 hitter. Currently tied for the team lead in strikeouts with 12. Kynes' pitch. And that's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Fink. 0-2 the count. Fink looking to drive in Yezzo from second and chop away at this lead. Kynes looks into Valadez, his catcher. Has his sign. Checks Yezzo at second. The 0-2. And that's in the dirt. Nice block by Valadez. Keeps Yezzo right where he is. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the second. Schaumburg leads 4-0 over your Washington Wild Things. But the Wild Things with the runner in scoring position trying to get back into it. Kynes looks to Valadez, has his sign. Checks Yezzo the pitch. And Fink lines this one down the right field line, but it'll hook foul, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Jimmy Yezzo at second after his 2-out double. This inning started on a strikeout by Dave Popkins and a pop-out for Ricky Rodriguez. Kynes looks in. He has his sign. Set, checks Yezzo at second, and the 1-2. And that's outside ball 2. Good take there by Grant Fink. Kynes tried to get him to offer at the outside pitch. It was in the left-handed batter's box, and Fink wisely lays off. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Top of the second. Kynes set, checks Yezzo. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and Fink strikes out, and the inning is over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 1.5, the score, Schaumburg 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the bottom of inning number 2. Your Wild Things currently down 4-0 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Last inning for the Wild Things, Dave Popkins started things out with a strikeout. Then Ricky Rodriguez popped out to the second baseman, Jordan Dean. Jimmy Yezzo with 2 outs gave the team some life, a double. Got him on second base with 2 away, but then Grant Fink struck out to end the inning. Matt Frodden back out there after giving up 4 runs in the first inning. Looks to calm down. He let off a leadoff single to Josh Gardner, followed by a 1-out walk to Paul Crowenfeld to give the Boomers runners at first and second. Then Chris Robinson, a big 2 RBI triple, made the score 2-0 Schaumburg. One batter later, Sean Payne would hit his first home run of the 2016 season, a 2-run shot that made the score 4-0. That's where it stands. Due up for Schaumburg here in this inning, Mike Valadez, Justin Bird, and Josh Gardner. 8, 9, and 1 as Frodden looks to calm down. If you're Matt Frodden, you just got to worry about putting up zeros now and hope your offense can get back into this one. You had the rough first inning. Now you're in that reliever mentality. Can't let anyone score. Has to be efficient on the mound and make outs when he can. Valadez getting ready to step in. Valadez 0-77 on the season. No home runs, 1 RBI for the Schaumburg catcher. Bottom of the second, Schaumburg leads 4-0 over your Washington Wild Things. Righty Frodden versus the righty Valadez. Valadez, the Pasadena, California native. The first pitch is a called strike. No balls and a strike on the Boomer catcher. 0-1 the count. Sun peeking through. We've had rain all day here in Schaumburg. Looks clear now, the 0-1. And this one laced down the right field line and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. As Frodden, we said 9 strikeouts through 8 2/3 innings. Looking to get his first one here. Didn't have a strikeout in the first inning. Valadez 7 strikeouts on the season. Frodden's 0-2. And this one chopped high in front of the mound. Frodden gets it. Throw to first is not in time as the chopper was just too high. An infield single for Mike Valadez, and that will start things off here in the second. Another leadoff base runner for Schaumburg, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Justin Bird. Bird on the year, 229, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Wild Things down 4-0 to Schaumburg here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. Mike Valadez at first base. He reached on an infield single. Frodden's pitch is low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Bird. Here at Boomer Field, set up very similar to Wrigley Field, about 45 minutes away, where they have the jut out in right field. Big notch out there. The 1-0 is popped up, going to foul territory, but Brian Harr will give chase and watch it hit into the seats. The count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Mike Valadez at first after he reached on an infield single. The Schaumburg Boomers, their 5th season in the Frontier League. Won the Frontier League championship back-to-back years, 2013 and 2014. Currently sit in 6th place in the Frontier League East Division standings. Frodden looks into his catcher, McKeon. Has his sign. Checks Valadez at first. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bird. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Boomers had the leadoff base runner on for the 2nd straight inning. As Frodden looks into McKeon. He has his sign. He's set. And the 1-2. And that's high and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bottom 2nd. Mike Valadez at first base for the Boomers. He reached on an infield single. Bird, as we said, a .229 hitter on the year. The pitch, and this one hit the left field. Grant Fink taking a couple steps to his right, and he'll make the catch. That is out number 1. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 2nd, and that brings up the shortstop, Josh Gardiner. Gardner, part of that 4-run first inning as he singled his first time up. Runner at first with 1 out. That's Mike Valadez. He reached on an infield single. Frodden the righty versus Gardner the righty. Frodden his last time out only gave up 1 run in 6 innings of work. His first rough outing of the 2016 season. Look to keep Schaumburg off the board here in the 2nd. Here's his pitch. Gardner bunting. But they say he pulls the bat back in time. 1 ball, no strikes. They count to the Boomer shortstop. 1-0, 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Frodden on the hill for the Wild Things. Currently down 4-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Frodden set. Checks Valadez at first. Here's the 1-0. And that pitch is a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Gardner from Lignam, Virginia. Standing in at 5'9", 175. Frodden set, and the 1-1. And that ball's inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here on Gardner. Gardner led off the game with a single and would later score on Chris Robinson's 2-run triple. Some other games going on in the Frontier League. The Normal Corn Belters take on the River City Rascals. The Florence Freedom take on the Gateway Grizzlies. Evansville takes on Southern Illinois. The pitch, there goes Valadez for 2nd. This pitch lined to right field. Popkins will make the catch, and they're going to double off Valadez at first base. The throw comes back in. He slaps the tag on him. Valadez doesn't tag up, and that's a double play. Well, no runs in the inning for Schaumburg on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. And after 2, the score, Schaumburg Boomers 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. I'm Zach Ziegler. Schaumburg Boomers currently lead 4-0 as we go to the top of inning number 3. Last time out for your Wild Things in the bottom of the 2nd. Dave Popkins started things with a strikeout. Then Ricky Rodriguez popped out to second base, followed by a Jimmy Yezzo double. And then Grant Fink, with 2 outs and a runner at second base, struck out to end the threat for the Wild Things. Currently down 4-0. Some scores from around the Frontier League. As we said, River City leading Normal 3-0. The score there in River City, just north of St. Louis. Gateway Grizzlies currently beating the Florence Freedom 3-0. That game in the top of the 3rd. The Southern Illinois Miners are defeating the Evansville Otters 1-0. And the Joliet Slammers are leading the Windy City Thunderbolts 1-0. That game in the bottom of the 3rd. One cancellation today as Lake Erie and Traverse City had their game postponed due to rain. And that game will be made up tomorrow at 6:05 p.m. Back here, top of the 3rd, Your Wild Things down 4-0 here on the MSA Sports Network. Due up for the Wild Things, Alex McKeon, Justin Fox, and Jamal Austin. 8, 9, and 1 as Gunnar Kynes is finishing his warm-up tosses, and McKeon will step in to start things in the top of the third. For McKeon on the young year, hitting .286, no home runs, no RBIs. And this is his 6th game for the Washington Wild Things, his 7th game for the Wild Things. McKeon, as we said, played in the Boston Red Sox organization last year, single A for Johnson City. Kynes' pitch, and that's a strike to McKeon. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to the Wild Things catcher, currently down 4-0 in the top of the third. Kynes set in the 0-1. And that's low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Alex McKeon. Said we had rain to start the day, about a half-hour delay to this game as it started at 8:05 Eastern Time. Currently in the top of the third, Wild Things down 4-0. Kynes set, here's the pitch. And McKeon fouls this one back over the stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Here at Boomers Field, got the highway running off beyond the wall and left. Got trees beyond the wall and right. The 1-2. And this one grounded towards the middle. Nice backhand play by Dean. Throws to first, and what a play to retire Alex McKeon, out number 1. Dean ranged to his right, made a backhanded stab, a jumping, spinning throw, and that was enough to retire Alex McKeon at first base. Great play defensively out there for the Boomers. That'll bring up the Wild Things second baseman, Justin Fox. Fox on the year, 182, no home runs, 1 RBI. Fox and Cisniewski splitting time at second base. Kynes setting the pitch, and that's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Fox. Fox appearing in his 7th game for the Wild Things. Kynes is 1-0, and that's inside, ball 2. Nearly got him on the chest. 2 balls, no strikes. We said Fox splitting time at second base with John Cisniewski this year. Kynes setting the 2-0. And Fox grounds this one towards the middle. Dean again makes the play, throw to first, and that's out number 2. 4-3 on the putout. And there are 2 away here in the top of the third. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jamal Austin. Austin last time out struck out but reached first base on a wild pitch. So 0 for 1 for the Wild Things center fielder. Wearing number 14 today, normally wears number 5. Kynes looks in, he's setting the pitch. Swing and a miss by Austin, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, top of the third. Schaumburg leads your Wild Things 4-0. Kynes setting the 0-1. And that's inside, ball 1 to Austin. 1 ball, 1 strike to count, 2 away. Here in the top of the third. Kynes looking in, has his sign, the 1-1. And that one's also inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Austin is 7 walks to 7 strikeouts this year, the 2-1. And this one lined to shortstop, but the play will be made over there, and that is out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Wild Things here in the third, and the score after 2.5, Schaumburg Boomers 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. future. Call Progress today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. Progress, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the third, your Wild Things currently down 4-0 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Last inning for Schaumburg, Michael Valadez led things off with a single. Justin Bird then flew out to left field, and a double play ended the inning as Josh Gardner flew out to right field while Michael Valadez was trying to steal second base. Valadez couldn't get back to first in time, and he was doubled off of first base. So 4-0. The Schaumburg Boomers lead your Washington Wild Things. Due up for Schaumburg in this inning, 2, 3, and 4, Jordan Dean, Paul Kroenfeld, and Chris Robinson. Don't forget about the Antonio Brown Softball Challenge, which will be contested at Consol Energy Park on June 11th. Tickets for that event are available at the box office or online. For more information, give them a call at 866-456-WILD. Jordan Dean steps in. He's 0 for 1 today, as he flew out to center in his last time back in the first. So bottom of the third, just getting underway here. Schaumburg leads Washington 4-0. Fraud set. Here's his first pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike to Jordan Dean, the second baseman. 0-1 the count. Dean retired on just one pitch in his last at-bat. Frodden's 0-1. And that's low, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Jordan Dean, the second baseman's the batter. Matt Frodden so far, 4 runs, all earned. Frodden's 1-1. And a swing and a line drive to left field. This will get down and it'll roll to the corner. Fink will cut it off. Dean around first, heading to second. And he's going to make it in there with a leadoff double to start things in the third. The Boomers have had the leadoff man in all 3 innings, and that'll bring up Paul Kroenfeld, the DH. Kroenfeld, no official at-bat yet. He walked his first time. And Jordan Dean just went with that pitch, lined it down the left field line. It rolled to the corner. Fink, nice job of cutting the ball off in left field before it got to the wall. Just holding Dean to that double. So with nobody out, Kroenfeld the batter. Lefty on righty. Frodden set, checks second base, and the pitch. And this one hit foul, back to the screen, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here to Kroenfeld. Kroenfeld, 6'3", 215 pounds, from Tampa, Florida. Frodden looks in. He has his sign set, and the 0-1 coming. And this ball's popped up. Foul territory off to the left. Brian Haar on the left side, foul territory, will make the catch, and that is out number 1. So 1 away following the Jordan Dean double, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Chris Robinson. Robinson got the scoring started back in the first inning, a 2 RBI triple that drove in both Josh Gardner and Paul Kroenfeld. So Robinson up, looking to see if he can drive in another. As Frodden looks in, he has his sign, checks Dean at second, and the pitch. And that's in the dirt. Alex McKeon blocks it, throw down to third, and they're not going to get Dean. Dean moves up on the wild pitch by Frodden, and now there's a runner at third with 1 out here for Schaumburg. And McKeon did a really nice job of keeping that ball in front of him, but just couldn't get to it in time to get Dean at third base. So now the Schaumburg Boomers in business again. Runner at third with 1 out. Chris Robinson, the batter. Wild Things infield will come in. Outfield playing about mid-depth. Frodden set. Checks Dean at third. The pitch. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count here on Chris Robinson. The 2 RBI triple his first time up. Got things going for Schaumburg. Schaumburg leads 4-0 here in the bottom of the third, looking to add more. Frodden set in the pitch. And that's in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here to Chris Robinson, the Schaumburg right fielder. Robinson, an Uxbridge, Ohio native. Frodden set in the 2-1. And that's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. No strikeout victims yet for Frodden. It'd be big if he could get one here. We said 9 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings to start the season. Four 0 Schaumburg leads here in the bottom of the third. Frodden set and the pitch. And this one's fouled away. Count sticks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nighttime falling here over Boomer Stadium in Schaumburg, Illinois. We said we see it's pretty even out in the outfield until you get to right field. Then there's a little bit of a notch. 353 down the right field line as compared to 355 down the left field line. And a swing and a miss. Chris Robinson strikes out, the first strikeout victim for Frodden on the day, and it's a big one, as with 2 away now, Schaumburg has a runner at third, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Mark Nelson. Nelson today 0 for 1 as he flew out to left field. With 363 out to right, 355 out to left. Frodden's pitch, and that's a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count, runner at third, 2 outs for Schaumburg. You currently lead your Wild Things 4-0. Frodden set and the 0-1. And popped up. Foul territory, Yezo giving chase, and he will make the catch. That is out number 3. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 3, the score, Schaumburg 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers from Schaumburg, Illinois, and Boomer Stadium. The scores we go on the top of the fourth. Schaumburg 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. Last time off the Wild Things went 1-2-3. Alex McKeon was robbed on a nice defensive play by Jordan Dean at second base. Dean ranged to his right, made a backhanded stab, made a leaping throw to first base just in time to get McKeon. Then Justin Fox also grounded out to Jordan Dean, and Jamal Austin lined out to the shortstop to end the inning. Do it for the Wild Things this half of the inning. Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar, and Dave Popkins. 2, 3, and 4 will look to get something going for this Wild Things offense. And fans, if you haven't heard, country artist Chris Young will be in concert at Consol Energy Park. That'll be on August 25th. Tickets for that event are available at Ticketmaster.com. Come out and see Chris Young, one of the great country artists, as he comes up through the ranks. Great singer, hits like I'm Coming Over, They Think of Me, They Think of You, a duet with Cassidy Pope. It'll be a great show at Consol Energy Park, and your Wild Things are off that day. It's the middle of a homestand at Consol Energy Park, so even though the Wild Things aren't playing, come down. Check out Consol Energy Park, a nice place to enjoy a concert. That'll be right after their series with the Traverse City Beach Bums and before a series with the Joliet Slammers. So Austin Wobrock steps in to start things here in the top of the fourth. Wobrock today 1 for 1, singled back in the first. Gunnar Kynes out there, his 4th inning of work. He's setting the pitch. And Wobrock looks at a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Want to know the count? Here to the Wild Things shortstop. Schaumburg leads 4-0 here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Wobrock. Wobrock in his second year with the Wild Things. 6'0", 185 from Costa Mesa, California. And he grounds this one foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Wobrock the batter. as Gunnar Kynes looks in. Kynes 3 strikeouts on the day. Has yet to walk a batter. He's set in the 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Wobrock. The ball gets away. Valadez gets it and throws on to first, and that is out number 1. So a strikeout and a 2-3 putout. The 4th strikeout victim of the day for Gunnar Kynes, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Haar. Haar 0 for 1. He struck out his last at-bat. Haar hasn't had a hit since returning to the Wild Things lineup. Missed 2 games with a little bit of a leg injury. Before missing those games, he had 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. He led the league in home runs a week ago. Here's the pitch, and Haar fouls this one back. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Haar looking to do something here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Trying to get his team started. He leads his team in both homers and RBIs. Kynes set, and the 0-1 to Haar. Swing and a miss by Bryan. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. 4-0 Schaumburg leads from Schaumburg, Illinois. Gunnar Kynes on the mound. Kynes is set, the 0-2. And Haar takes it for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And we said, pretty light crowd here at Boomer Stadium, but we have had rain on and off all day. They're probably driving people away. The pitch, and Haar swings and misses and strikes out. His 2nd strikeout of the day, 5th strikeout on the night for Gunnar Kynes on the mound. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins 0 for 1, one of Kynes' 5 strikeout victims. It was 6 for 8 in the Traverse City Beach Bum Series back at Consol Energy Park. Looking to continue that success tonight. Our guest on the pregame show. Kynes set. Here's his pitch. And that's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Popkins. Wild Things right fielder started all 11 games. Kynes is 1-0. And Popkins fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Wild Things down 4-0 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Schaumburg scoring all 4 runs back in the 1st. Kynes set in the 1-1. And it hits Popkins in the back of the leg. So the Wild Things, a 2-out base runner here. Popkins is on. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez today, 0 for 1, flew out the 2nd. That pitch just got away from Kynes, got Popkins in the back of the leg, near the hamstring area. Mike Marshall, the first base coach, making sure he's all right. He is, as he'll take his lead off of first base. So 2 outs, top of the 4th, Ricky Rodriguez, the batter. Kynes setting the pitch. And a called strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to Ricky Rodriguez, his 6th game back off the disabled list. Kynes set, checks Popkins at first. Throw over there, and Popkins just walks back to the bag. 0-1 the count to Ricky Rodriguez, started the year on the disabled list with a leg injury. Playing in his 6th game of the 2016 season. Kynes has his sign, checks Popkins at first. In the 0-1. And that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ricky Rodriguez. Gunnar Kynes, so far so good. No runs, 5 strikeouts. Has only allowed 2 hits through his first 3 2/3 innings. Kynes set, and the 1-1. And Rodriguez swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Rodriguez, the designated hitter for your Wild Things. Popkins at first. He reached after being hit by a pitch. Kynes set. And the 1-2. And Rodriguez, soft grounder past the mound. Dean will handle it and tags Popkins, and that'll be out number 3. 4 unassisted on the putout. And after 3.5, the score. Schaumburg 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the fourth, your Wild Things currently down 4-0 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Matt Frauden in there for his fourth inning of work. He gave up all 4 runs in the first inning after Josh Gardner started things off with a single. Then Paul Kroenfeld, a one-out walk, gave the Boomers runners at first and second with 1 away, and Chris Robinson came through with a big 2 RBI triple to score both Gardner and Kroenfeld to give the Boomers a 2-0 lead. Then 1 batter later with 2 outs, Sean Payne hit his first home run of the 2016 season, a 2-run shot over the left field wall onto the Miller Lite deck, and that gave the Boomers this 4-0 lead. Since that first inning, Frauden's allowed 2 hits. He has allowed the leadoff man to reach in both the second and the third, so looking to stop that streak here in the fourth. Due up in the fourth for Schaumburg will be Sean Payne, Eno Patron, and Michael Valadez. 6, 7, and 8 for the Schaumburg Boomers. Clearview Federal Credit Union has branches in Canonsburg, McMurray, and all over southwestern Pennsylvania. Visit clearviewfcu.org for more details and to find one near you. Said Wild Things down 4-0 going into the bottom of the fourth. Schaumburg will lead off with Sean Payne. Payne, his first home run of the 2016 season, a 2-run shot, gave Schaumburg this 4-0 lead back in the first inning. As he looks to duplicate that performance, Frauden looking to hold him at bay. Matt Frauden, his second start of the year, third game for the Wild Things. As the righty will face the righty Payne. Payne, 6'1", 220 from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Frauden set, and here's his pitch. And it's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to the left fielder, Payne. Payne, as we said, in his 4th game with the Schaumburg Boomers. Frauden looking in, has his sign, the 1-0. And that's high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Payne, the left fielder. Wild Things down 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Frauden set, and the 2-0. And that's outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, in danger of walking the leadoff man. It gives Schaumburg the leadoff man on base for the 4th time in this game. Frauden looks on. He's set in the 3-0. And that's a called strike. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count. Nobody out. Bottom 4. Frauden on the hill. Only 1 strikeout. Has walked 1 batter. Frauden's 3-1. And that's a called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full here to Sean Payne. Eno Patron on deck for the Schaumburg Boomers. As Frauden looks on, has his sign from McKeon. He's set, and the 3-2. And this ball hit the left field. This one carrying out to Grant Fink, and Fink will make the catch, out number 1. So 1 away here for Schaumburg in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Eno Patron. Patron today 0 for 1, flew out to center as last time. For Frauden, really settled down since that first inning. Only faced 3 batters in the second inning as he got a leadoff single from Valadez, a fly out by Justin Bird, and a fly out double play by Josh Gardner as Valadez couldn't get back. He faced 4 in the third inning, leadoff double, and stranded him at third base. The pitch, and Patron swings and misses, no balls and a strike. Big hack there by Patron. Came up empty. 0-1 the count on Patron. Frauden set, and the pitch. And that's low in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the 4th from Schaumburg, Illinois. The righty Frauden versus the lefty Patron. Frauden set, and the 1-1. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Eno Patron, the batter. Patron, a Livermore, California native. Frodden set in the 1-2. And that's inside and low. Ball 2. Couldn't get Patron fishing. Count even 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Bottom 4. Schaumburg leads 4-0. Frodden, the righty, making his second start of the 2016 season. The pitch. And that's outside. This count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Valadez, the catcher, on deck for the Schaumburg Boomers. Frodden looks in, the 3-2. And this ball hit the center field. Jamal Austin going towards left center now will make the catch, and that's out number 2. 2 away here in the 4th, and that'll bring up the catcher, Michael Valadez. Valadez singled in his first at-bat. And on that single, just hit a really high chopper in front of the plate. Frodden did field the ball, just didn't have enough time to throw it over to first to get the out. 2 outs, bottom 4. Schaumburg leads 4-0. Michael Valadez, the batter. As Frodden looks in, he's set. Here's his pitch. And this one grounded to second base. Fox has it. He'll throw to first, and that's out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Boomers here in the 4th. And after 4 innings of play, the score, Schaumburg 4, your Washington Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise, we ensure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage. Washington Wild Things baseball going to the top of the 5th. Your Wild Things currently down 4-0. Matt Frodden, his first 1-2-3 inning last time out. In the bottom of the 4th, got Sean Payne to fly out to left, followed by an Eno Patron fly out to center, and Michael Valadez a 1-pitch ground out to second base. The Wild Things back on the bat racks. For the Wild Things, really haven't gotten anything going so far. Last inning, 2 strikeouts to start the inning as Wobrock and Haar both struck out. Then Dave Popkins reached on a hit by pitch, followed by a ground out by Ricky Rodriguez, a fielder's choice, as Jordan Dean tagged Popkins running to second to end the inning. Due up for the Wild Things here in the top of the 5th will be Jimmy Yezzo, Grant Fink, and Alex McKeon. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up for your Washington Wild Things as they look to get back into this game. And hey, fans, Washington County's got something for you. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, shopping. This is the place for your next adventure. Brought to you by Washington County Tourism Promotion Agency. Visit them at visitwashingtoncountypa.com. Lots to do in Washington County. Come out and see your Washington Wild Things this summer. They return home June 3rd through the 5th. They take on the Evansville Otters, and then June 8th and 9th, they'll take on the Windy City Thunderbolts in a doubleheader on that Wednesday night, June the 8th. And June the 9th will be the 3rd game of that 3-game series with the Windy City Thunderbolts before they travel for a quick 3-game road trip, June 10th through the 12th, to the Lake Erie Crushers. Jimmy Yezzo steps in, and we're ready to start things here in the 5th. Yezzo 1-for-1 with a double. Kind set, here's his pitch. And Yezzo fouls this one away, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Yezzo. Clouds starting to creep over here at Boomer Stadium. We had about a half-hour delay to the start of this game due to rain. Kind set in the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Yezzo here. Nobody out, top of the 5th. Yezzo, as we said, likes facing left-handed pitching. Kind's a lefty. Here's the pitch. And that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to count to Yezzo. Yezzo has seen time both as a first baseman and a DH for these Wild Things. Kind set, and the 2-1. And that one's high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Yezo, and the Wild Things would love to get the leadoff man on here in the 5th. They've yet to do that in this game. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Yezo. Kind set in the pitch. And Yezo, a fly ball to right field. Going over and watching this one, and it will exit stage right, Jimmy Yezo. The Wild Things get on the board. Yezo's second home run of the 2016 season. It's now 4-1 Schaumburg here in the top of the 5th. We talked about it, right field out there, juts out a little bit, and Yezo hits it out to the deepest part of the yard, 363 out there in right field. Yezo's second homer of the year gets your Wild Things on the board. And with that home run, when you need an attorney to hit one out of the park, yo, Keith. That home run's brought to you by Keith Owen Campbell, attorney at law. Yezo's second home run of the 2016 season. 2 for 2 today, and that brings up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Kynes' pitch, and Fink swings and misses. No balls and a strike. For Yezo, his second home run of the season. Second off a left-handed pitcher. Kynes is 0-1. And Fink looks at this one low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-1 Schaumburg leads now as that ball was crushed by Yezo over that right field wall. Kynes is 1-1. And that's high, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike, Grant Fink the batter. For the Wild Things, that's what they wanted, get something started here in the 5th inning, chop away at this lead. Kynes is 2-1, and Fink pops it up. On the infield, shallow center, Dean going out, and he will make the catch. That is out number 1. 1 away in the 5th, 1 run in here in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up catcher Alex McKeon. McKeon 0 for 1, robbed of a hit on a nice play by Jordan Dean back in inning number 3. Dean made a backhanded stop, a jumping, spinning throw, and that robbed McKeon of a base hit. Kynes looking in. He's set. Here's his pitch. McKeon swings and misses. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Lefty on righty. Kynes versus McKeon. Kynes is 0-1. McKeon swings right through that one. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. McKeon doesn't wear batting gloves. Here, a rare occasion in baseball these days. Neither does Justin Fox, the on-deck batter. Kynes is 0-2 to McKeon, and that's high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the 5th. Schaumburg leads 4-1 over your Washington Wild Things. Jimmy Yezo, his second home run of the 2016 season. Kynes set in the 1-2. And that's high, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the 5th. Gunnar Kynes allows his first run here in the 5th inning. He's set in the 2-2. And McKeon, fly ball down the right field line. This is hooking, and will go into the lawn area, foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count here to Alex McKeon. 1 out, top of the 5th. Yezo, as we said, really has turned it on offensively since that homestand. Was hitting 0-48 coming into the homestand. 119 going today, 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. So already off to a good start here in Schaumburg. Kynes looks into Valadez, has his sign, the 2-2. And McKeon pops this one up. Center field, left center now. Coming in is Sean Payne, a slide, and he makes the catch. And that is out number 2. A sliding grab out in center field. Sean Payne came all the way over from left as it looked like the center fielder, Bird, just lost it in the lights. He had no idea where it was. Payne came on very quickly and made a nice sliding catch for out number 2. That'll bring up the second baseman, Justin Fox. Fox today 0 for 1. Kynes set, and the pitch to Fox. And that's high, ball 1. 2 outs here, top of the 5th. 1 run in already on the Jimmy Yezo home run. Kynes the lefty versus Fox the righty. Kind set, here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul tip by Fox, 1 ball, 1 strike. For these Schaumburg Boomers, after this series, they'll invite the Florence Freedom in May 31st through June 2nd, and the River City Rascals will come in here to Boomers Stadium June 3rd through the 5th. Kynes looks in, the 1-1. And Fox fouls this one away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of inning number 5. 1 run in on the Yezo home run. The home run led off the inning. Kynes looking in. He set the 1-2, and that's low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fox, as we said, splitting time with John Zizniewski at second base here to start the season. Fox currently hitting 182 coming into tonight. Kynes set. Here's the 2-2, and that's high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Justin Fox. Jamal Austin on deck. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Kynes looking on, has his sign, and the 3-2. And Fox will foul it away, count 6-4, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fox on the year, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Appearing in his 7th game for the Wild Things. Doesn't have a stolen base yet on the year. Kynes set the 3-2. And this one lined on the right field line sharply. It'll get into the seats, foul. Count 6-4 at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 4-1 Schaumburg leads here in the top of the 5th. Jimmy Yezo got your Wild Things on the board with a solo shot, his 2nd of the year over the right field wall. Kynes looks into his catcher Valadez. Has his sign and the 3-2. And that's inside, ball 4. So a 2-out base runner for the Wild Things as Justin Fox walks, and that'll bring up the center fielder Jamal Austin. Austin today 0 for 2, a strikeout and a lineout. He has reached base, having him reach base in 10 of the team's first 12 games this season. Mike Valadez goes out to the mound to talk to his catcher. This inning started with a leadoff home run by Jimmy Yezo. Then Grant Fink popped out to second. Alex McKeon robbed of a hit by a sliding Sean Payne. And now Justin Fox at first after the 2-out walk. Jamal Austin, 0 for 2. Looking to get something started. Produce some 2-out magic, make Kynes pay for the 2-out walk. Kynes set, checks Fox at first, the throw over, and Fox is back. Fox, no stolen bases on the season yet. Kynes looks in, has his sign from Valadez. He's set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Austin, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on the Wild Things leadoff man. Austin stole his 6th base of the year last night, an awkward slide into second, a very scary moment, but he got up and walked it off and was able to continue. The 0-1, and that's high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's played a very good defensive center field as well, tracking down a lot of fly balls hit out there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Austin. He's set in the pitch, and that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Wild Things down 4-1 to the Schaumburg Boomers. Gunnar Kynes looks in. Has his sign, set, checks Fox at first, the pitch. And this one hit to the left side, diving, but it'll go past the third baseman into left field, a base hit. So now there are 2 on and 2 out here for the Wild Things after the single by Jamal Austin, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock today, 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. 5 RBIs in the year coming into today. Has a man out at second base here with 2 away in the 5th. Wobrock, 31 RBIs for the Wild Things a year ago, with 1 home run at .266 last season. Gunnar Kynes, the lefty. Justin Fox at second after a 2-out walk. Jamal Austin at first after his single. Kynes looks into his catcher. Valadez has his sign. Checks Fox at second, the pitch. And it's outside, ball 1 to Wobrock. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, runners at first and second for the Wild Things, down 4-1. The Schaumburg Boomers looking to add more. Kynes set. Checks Fox, the pitch. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Wobrock here in the top of the 5th. Gunnar Kynes on the mound, his 5th inning of work here. He's set, and the 1-1. And that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Wobrock. Has been in the second hole all year. Trying to come through with 2 men on the pond. Lefty on lefty. Kynes looks in. Has his sign and the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike here, and Kynes in danger of loading the bases. Wobrock, I know it's early, but represents the tying run. Kynes set, and the 3-1. And Wobrock will foul this one away. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Brian Haar on deck for the Wild Things. Austin Wobrock looking to get on base. If he gets a hit, Fox likely to score from second, as Fox has some good speed. Kynes looking in. He's set. And the 3-2. And it's outside, ball 4. So with 2 outs, bases are full of Wild Things here. They have a chance to come through, and their leading RBI guy, Brian Haar, stepping in. Haar today 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Looking to come through. There'll be a meeting on the mound here. Manager Jamie Bennett goes out there. In his 6th year as the manager of the Schaumburg Boomers, he was hired back in the inaugural season in 2011. He led his team to the Frontier League Championship in back-to-back years in 2013 and 2014 after making a promise, quote, a team the village of Schaumburg and the northwest suburbs could be proud of. And he did just that. He was named Manager of the Year in 2013 and led the Boomers as the first team to sweep their way to the championship series. And in 3 seasons as a professional manager, his first 3 years, he compiled a record of .214 and .170, giving him a .557 winning percentage. We're back. Brian Haar steps in, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Looks to come through, bases full of Wild Things. Fox at third after a 2-out walk. Austin at first, he singled. And Austin Wobrock at first after his walk. The pitch. Haar takes it for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count to Brian Haar. Haar hitless since sitting out a couple games with a leg injury. 1-0 the count. Kynes is set. Here's the pitch. And Haar to right center and deep. Going back at the wall. It's off the wall. Fox will score. Austin coming around. Wobrock being waved. There will be no throw. A 3-run double for Brian Haar ties the game at 4. Just the hit that you were looking for your Washington Wild Things. 4-4 the score. Fox scores, Austin scores, and Wobrock scores. And the score now 4-4 between your Washington Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. Brian Haar now 11 RBIs on the 2016 season. A big hit for Haar. That brings up Dave Popkins, the right fielder. Haar drives in 3 with the double. This inning started with a Yezo home run. The pitch. And Popkins lines this down the line in right field, and that'll be foul. No balls and a strike to Dave Popkins, the 8th man to reach. All 4 runs for the Wild Things scored here in the 5th. Yezo, his 2nd home run of the year, led things off. Then Justin Fox, a 2-out walk. Jamal Austin, a single. Austin Wobrock, a walk to load the bases. And Brian Haar clears them with a 3 RBI double. Kynes setting the 0-1. And Popkins to right center. Coming in and making the catch for out number 3 would be Robinson. And that ends the inning. But the Wild Things tie this game. They score 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. After 4.5, the score. Your Washington Wild Things 4, Schaumburg 4. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We are back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the 5th, your Wild Things tie the game. It's now 4-4, scoring all 4 runs. Back in the top of the 5th inning, Jimmy Yezzo started things off with a home run, his 2nd of the year, made the score 4-1. Then Grant Fink popped out to second. Alex McKeon was robbed of a base hit by left fielder Sean Payne. Then Justin Fox, a 2-out walk. Jamal Austin, a single. Austin Wobrock, a walk to load the bases with 2 outs. And Brian Harr, a big 3 RBI double to tie this game at 4. As we are getting ready to start the bottom of the 5th, Matt Frodden, since giving up those 4 runs in the first, pretty efficient last half inning, retired Schaumburg 1-2-3 as he got Sean Payne to fly out to left. Eno Patron flew out to center, and Michael Valadez grounded out to second base. Warming up in the Schaumburg bullpen action, Keegan Hopkins warming up out there. And due up for Schaumburg here in inning number 5 will be Justin Bird, Josh Gardner, and Jordan Dean. 9-1-2. Bird steps in. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to left field in his last at-bat. 4-4 the score, bottom of the 5th here from Boomer Stadium in Schaumburg, Illinois. Matt Frodden, the righty, out there for his 5th inning of work. Gave up 4 runs in inning number 1, but other than that, has kept this Boomers offense at bay. Frodden set. Here's his pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike to Justin Bird. 0-1 the count. Frodden, the righty, versus Bird, the lefty. Bird, a Dallas, Texas native, played for Grand Prairie last year, the 0-1. And that's a strike, no balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Here's the Schaumburg center fielder. Wild Things tie the game with 4 runs in the top of this 5th inning and make it 4-4. Frodden set the 0-2. And this one fouled away. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Nobody out, bottom 5. Some scores from around the league. Normal leads River City 5-4. Florence and Gateway tied at 3. The pitch, and that's grounded to second. Fox has it. He'll throw on to first, and that is out number 1. 4-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up the shortstop Josh Gardner. Gardner today 1 for 2 with a single. Back in inning number 1. Other scores: Southern Illinois leads Evansville 2-0. And currently, Joliet leads Windy City 2-1. That game delayed due to rain. We've also had a postponement today as the Lake Erie Crushers and Traverse City Beach Bums were postponed due to rain. That game will be made up tomorrow. 4-4 the score here from Schaumburg, Illinois in Boomer Stadium. Frodden set. Here's his pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike to Gardner. 0-1 the count, and Frodden 4 runs in inning number 1. Other than that, has really locked things down. Frodden set in the 0-1. Swing and a miss by Gardner. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count here in the bottom of the 5th. Tie game 4-4 between your Wild Things and the Schaumburg Boomers. All 4 runs for the Wild Things coming back in the 5th. All 4 runs for the Boomers coming in the 1st. Frodden's 0-2. And that's outside ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Matt Frodden on the hill. Gave up 4 runs in the 1st. Other than that, has shut down Schaumburg. Here's his 1-2. And that's low, ball 2. Couldn't get Gardner to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. 4-4 the score here in the bottom of the 5th. As Frodden looking in to McKeon. He has his sign, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. The second strikeout victim of the day for Matt Frodden, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jordan Dean. Dean 1 for 2 today with a double. He doubled back in the third and was stranded at third base. Righty on righty. Frodden looking for a second straight 1-2-3 inning. He's setting the pitch. And that's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-4 the score here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Frodden's 1-0. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Only 1 walk for Frodden here in his first 4 2/3 innings of work. Frodden looks in the 1-1. And that's low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, 2 outs. Jordan Dean, the batter, 1 for 2. Frodden set, the 2-1. Checks his swing, and it's high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count. Frodden looks to get back into this one. His only walk on the day was a 4-pitch walk to Paul Kroenfeld back in the first inning. The 3-1. And Dean lines the shortstop. Wobrock, the sliding catch at short, and that will be out number 3. So again, 1-2-3 go the Boomers in the 5th. And after 5, the score, your Wild Things 4, Schaumburg 4. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We are back here on the MSA Sports Network coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Pitching change for the Schaumburg Boomers. It will be Keegan Hopkins taking over here in the top of inning number 6. Hopkins on the year, appearing in his 4th game for Schaumburg, has thrown 7 innings, giving up 4 runs, 4 earned on 9 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, a 5.14 ERA for Hopkins to start the year. So a new pitcher for Schaumburg. Final stat line on starting pitcher Gunnar Kynes. He went 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, all of which were earned on 5 hits, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Keegan Hopkins, the new pitcher. Due up for the Wild Things here in the 6th. Ricky Rodriguez, Jimmy Yezzo, and Grant Fink. 5, 6, and 7. Wild Things scored all 4 of their runs back in the 5th inning. Started off with a Jimmy Yezzo solo home run to lead things off, his 2nd homer of the 2016 season. Then with 2 outs, Justin Fox walked, Jamal Austin singled, and Austin Wobrock walked to load the bases for Brian Haar. Haar delivered on a 3 RBI double to right center field to tie the game at 4. We're about ready for baseball here in the top of the 6th. Keegan Hopkins finishing his warm-up tosses, and the first man to greet him will be Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the day, 0 for 2. Popped out to second and grounded into a fielder's choice at second base. So Jordan Dean has retired Rodriguez in both his at-bats today. Hopkins, the new pitcher, righty versus the righty Ricky Rodriguez. Hopkins set in the pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike to Ricky. 0-1 the count. Keegan Hopkins, 5'11", 190 from Vacaville, California. He's set in the 0-1. And that's inside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez, we've seen him play all over the field for the Wild Things this year. DH, third base, left field. Very versatile. Hopkins set in the 1-1. And that's outside to Rodriguez. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. Rodriguez, the DH for the Wild Things. Hopkins set, and the 2-1. And Rodriguez hits this one to left field and deep. Payne going back, looking up, and this ball is exit stage left, Ricky Rodriguez. His second home run of the 2016 season, and he gives the Wild Things a 5-4 lead to start off the 6th inning. Rodriguez, his second home run, and your Wild Things now lead 5-4. Payne took a couple steps back in left field and then just watched it sail over the wall. So a 5-4 lead for your Washington Wild Things, their second home run of the day, and that brings up Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo homered his last time in the 5th. He's 2 for 2. 5-4 lead for your Washington Wild Things in the 6th. Hopkins set and the 1-0. Yezzo swings and misses the ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count for Rodriguez, his second homer of the year, his 5th RBI. He is now 1 for 3. 1-1 the count on Yezzo. Here's the pitch. Yezzo fouls it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Rodriguez and Yezzo both homering, and with that home run, when you need an attorney to hit one out of the park, yo, Keith. That home run's brought to you by Keith Owen Campbell, attorney at law. And Yezzo lines this one into left field. That's a base hit. Yezzo now has a 3-hit night, a single, double, and a triple. And the Wild Things have a man on with 1 out, 1 in already, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink today 0 for 2. Looking to join the hit parade. Fink has struck out and popped out today. Yezzo at first after his single following the Ricky Rodriguez home run. Hopkins' pitch, and it's a called strike on Fink. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Yezzo at first, 3 for 3 on the day. Double homer single. Hopkins set, and the 0-1. And Fink lightly hits this one foul off to the left. No balls, 2 strikes the count. 0-2, your Wild Things lead 5-4 here in the top of the 6th as Ricky Rodriguez homers to give the Wild Things the lead with 1 out in the 6th. Grant Fink, the batter, righty on righty. Clouding up over here at Schaumburg, the wind blowing out to left field. Hopkins set in the 0-2. Fink checks his swing, and he went around, says the home plate umpire, and he strikes out. Fink's second strikeout of the day, first strikeout for Hopkins, and Hopkins will now face the catcher, Alex McKeon. McKeon today 0 for 2, robbed of hits in both at-bats. He was robbed in the 3rd inning as Jordan D made a nice jumping, spinning play, and then robbed on a sliding catch by Sean Payne back in the 5th. Hopkins' pitch, and that's a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to McKeon. Wild Things lead 5-4 in the top of the 6th. Hopkins looks in, he's set, and the 0-1. And that's low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to the Wild Things catcher. Yezzo at first, he singled after the Ricky Rodriguez home run, drove in 1 in this inning. Throw over, Yezzo's back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Alex McKeon, the batter, Jimmy Yezzo at first. Wild Things lead 5-4. Hopkins set in the 1-1. And this one grounded to short. Nice play over there by Gardner to second for 1 on to first. And it's a double play, and that will end the inning. 6-4-3, but the Wild Things do get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. And after 5.5 the score, your Washington Wild Things 5, Schaumburg Boomers 4. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass is installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the sixth, your Wild Things now lead 5-4 after scoring 4 runs in the 5th inning and then adding 1 in the top of the 6th as Ricky Rodriguez hit his second home run of the 2016 season to give your Wild Things a 5-4 lead. Jimmy Yezza would single following that, but then a strikeout by Grant Fink and a double play by Alex McKeon would end the inning. And your Wild Things now lead 5-4. Matt Frodden out there, after giving up 4 runs in the first inning, has had back-to-back 1-2-3 innings on the mound now, looking for now his 6th inning of work, as he went 6 his last time out. See if he can do that again. Set up to face him here, Paul Kroenfeld, Chris Robinson, and Mark Nelson. 3, 4, and 5 for the Schaumburg Boomers. Wind really starting to pick up outside as clouds are covering here in Schaumburg, Illinois. And on Thursdays, fans can enjoy several special offers. On Thursdays, the Wild Things are offering 2-for-1 tickets. Stop by the box office to get yours. And also, there's a 4 for $44 offer. It includes 4 reserved seat tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 small soft drinks. Normally a $76 package, just $44. Every Thursday, the Wild Things are home this summer. Leading things off for the Schaumburg Boomers here in the 6th, Paul Kroenfeld, the DH. Kroenfeld today, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Frodden set. Here's his pitch. And a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to start the bottom of the 6th. Wild Things lead 5-4. Bottom 6, nobody out. Frodden set in the 1-1, or the 1-0. And that's low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Kroenfeld, the only walk issued today by Matt Frodden. Frodden's 2-0. And that's way outside ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And if you're Frodden, you don't want to walk the leadoff man here in the 6th. Hoping he can fight back in this at-bat. He's set the 3-0. And that's in there. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count. His first walk of the day was a 4-pitch walk to Paul Kroenfeld, so he avoids that. He's set in the 3-1. And Kroenfeld fouls this one back to the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2, nobody out. Bottom 6, Wild Things lead 5-4. Frodden looks into McKeon, has his sign. He's set the 3-2. And this one also hit foul back to the screen. Count remains full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And nobody out, bottom 6. Frodden, 6 innings of work his last time out, only gave up 1 run. He's given up 4 runs through 5+ so far. And the pitch grounded up the middle, deflected off Frodden's glove. Could be a fortunate hop, hard with the bare hand, and he's not going to have time to throw to first. So a leadoff single for Paul Kroenfeld. As that ball was laced up the middle, Frodden kept it from going to center field. Thought it was going to be a fortunate hop for the Schaumburg Boomers, or for the Wild Things, but Haar got to it barehanded and could not make the throw over to first to retire Kroenfeld. And that'll bring up Chris Robinson. Robinson 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI triple back in the 4th. Or back in the 1st, excuse me. Part of a 4-run first inning for Schaumburg. Wild Things lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Matt Frodden set. Checks Kroenfeld to pitch. And Robinson pops this one up foul territory towards Schaumburg's dugout. Yezzo goes over, and he makes the catch. That is out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th after the single by Paul Kroenfeld, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Mark Nelson. Nelson today 0 for 2. Flew out to left and popped out to first base. Frodden 6 1/3, 4 runs so far. 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. Frodden set, and the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count here to Nelson. Matt Frodden in his second start for the Wild Things this year. 3rd appearance. He's set, and the 1-0. Throw over to first. And just getting back in there is Mark Nelson, or is Cronenfeld, excuse me. Nelson the batter. 1 ball, no strikes to the Schaumburg third baseman. Wild Things lead 5-4, 1 out, bottom 6. Frodden's pitch. And that's just high, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Action in the Wild Things bullpen. Andrew Wick warming up out there. Frodden set, and the 2-0. And that's low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Frodden the last couple innings the last couple batters fell behind 3-0. He fell behind 3-0 to Cronenfeld before allowing the single. Now falls behind 3-0 to Nelson. He's set. Here it comes. And that's a called strike. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count. Matt Frodden, the righty, versus Nelson, the lefty. Frodden set. The 3-1. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Frodden just hitting that outside corner. 3-2, 1 out. Cronenfeld at first after his single to start the inning. Frodden set, the 3-2. There goes Cronenfeld for second. This one lined down the right field line and back into the seats, foul. Count sticks at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sean Payne, the batter on deck. He homered back in the first. It's a double play. It'd be nice here for Frodden. Try to get out of the inning. Frodden looking into his catcher, McKeon. Has the sign set. Checks Cronenfeld at first. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second by McKeon is wild and into center field. So Cronenfeld stolen base and a throwing error gets him to third. And he's thrown out at third by Jamal Austin. Throw wide to second base. A strikeout of Mark Nelson. Cronenfeld gets the stolen base at second. A throwing error charge to Alex McKeon. But Jamal Austin recovers and throws out Cronenfeld at third to end the inning. So no runs on a hit. No errors, and nobody left. And after 6, the score, your Washington Wild Things 5, Schaumburg Boomers 4. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here in the top of the 7th. Score, your Wild Things lead 5-4 over the Schaumburg Boomers as they got the lead last inning. Ricky Rodriguez led things off with a home run, his second home run of the 2016 season. Jimmy Yezzo followed that up with a single, but was erased on the inning-ending 6-4-3 double play by Alex McKeon. Grant Fink struck out before that. So the Wild Things lead 5-4. Keegan Hopkins out there for his second inning of relief. And we have a little bit of rain falling here at Boomers Stadium. Not much, just kind of a mist. So we'll stay on the field as the top of the 7th comes around. Due up for the Wild Things, Justin Fox, Jamal Austin, and Austin Wobrock. 9-1-2. Due up for your Wild Things. Fox stepping in now. Fox 0 for 1 today. He has walked. Walked and grounded out. So Fox versus Hopkins, righty on righty. Hopkins set. Here's his first pitch. And Fox takes it for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Top of the 7th. Wild Things lead 5-4. Hopkins set in the 1-1, or the 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Top of the 7th. Hopkins looks in, has his sign. Here's the 1-1. Fox checks his swing. Did he go around? No, says the field umpire. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. As time is called here, as the field umpire is going to talk to the Schaumburg bench. Something blew, or the outfield wall blew open in right center field. So going over to fix that will be Bird. Let's just have to give that one a close. The wind is considerably picked up here at Boomers Stadium as it blew that outfield wall open. Bird trying to fix this one off. We got a little bit of a mist falling here at Boomers Stadium. Not much. So the players are staying on the field. We're going to play through it. Here in Boomers Stadium, one of the only natural turf fields, as they're still messing with that outfield wall out in right center. Some scores from around the league. River City now leads Normal 7-5. The Florence Freedom are up 4-3 on the Gateway Grizzlies. Southern Illinois leads Evansville 4-1. And Joliet leads Windy City 2-1. That game in the top of the 6th. 1 postponement as the Lake Erie Crushers and Traverse City Beach Bums were postponed tonight due to rain. The makeup of that game will be tomorrow. That right center field wall is now fixed, is getting everyone off the field, and we're getting ready to get back to action here in the top of the 7th. Wild Things lead 5-4 over the Schaumburg Boomers. Justin Fox of the batter, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Kagan Hopkins on the mound, his second inning of relief. Hopkins set and the pitch to Fox. Fox swings and misses, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count on the Wild Things second baseman. Fox looking to get something started here in the 7th. Hopkins set in the 2-2. And that one's in the dirt, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jamal Austin on deck. Keegan Hopkins, the righty. 1-0, 5.14 ERA, appearing in his 4th game for Schaumburg. A 3-2. Fox lines this one foul off to the right. Count sticks. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Keegan Hopkins on the mound. His second inning of relief came in last inning. Hopkins set the 3-2. And that's outside ball 4, so a leadoff walk, the second walk of the day for Justin Fox. And it gives the Wild Things a leadoff base runner here in the 7th for the center fielder, Jamal Austin. Austin today 1 for 3 with a single. Austin, who's reached base in 10 of the team's first 12 games out of that leadoff spot, so doing a really nice job out of that leadoff spot for the Wild Things. Hopkins looking into Valadez's catcher. He's set, checks Fox at first. The pitch. Jamal Austin bunting and bunts it foul. 0-1 the count to the Wild Things center fielder. Here in the top of the 7th, your Wild Things lead 5-4 over the Schaumburg Boomers. Jamal Austin doing a nice job in the leadoff spot this season for the Wild Things. He's reached base in 10 of the first 12 games. Hopkins set, checks Fox at first. The pitch. And that's outside. Nice backhanded stab by Valadez behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Hopkins looks in. He's set. And the 1-1. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here on Austin. Hopkins looks over at Fox at first. A throw over there, and Fox is back. Fox reached on a leadoff walk here in the 7th. Get the Wild Things the leadoff man on. Hopkins' pitch, and Austin grounded to short. Gardner to Dean to first, and out at second, and just... Let's see, did they call Austin out? No, they didn't. So Austin beats the throw. Fielder's choice. 4-6 on the putout. Fox eliminated at second base. And that'll bring up Austin Wobrock, the shortstop. Runner at first, one out here in the top of the 7th. Jamal Austin stands over there after his fielder's choice. Wobrock today, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Throw over to first, and Austin is back. Action in the Wild Things bullpen, Andrew Wick up and throwing. Hopkins looks in, and the pitch to Wobrock. Wobrock checks it, it's a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Ball got away from Valadez for a second, but Austin nowhere to go. 1-0 the count. Keegan Hopkins on the mound, his second inning of relief. The righty facing the lefty, Wobrock. Hopkins has his sign, he's set, throw over to first, and Austin is back. Jamal Austin caught stealing earlier today, 0 for 1 in steal attempts. 1-0 the count to Wobrock. Hopkins set, here's the pitch. And that's inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to the Wild Things shortstop here in the 7th. 1 out, Wild Things lead 5-4. Hopkins looks in, has his sign from Valadez. He's set, and the 2-0. Wobrock takes a strike, 2-1. That one just hitting the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Jamal Austin at first, he reached on a fielder's choice. That little bit of rain we talked about is all about subsided. Hopkins is 2-1, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Keegan Hopkins in for his second inning of work. Out of the bullpen, came in the 6th, allowed the solo shot to Ricky Rodriguez. Hopkins throws over to first, and Austin just does get back in there. Justin Fox started this inning with a walk, was eliminated on the fielder's choice by Jamal Austin. Austin currently stands at first base. Hopkins set, the 2-2. And Wobrock hits this one to left field. Running over is Payne, and he will make the catch for out number 2. So 2 away, runner at first for the Wild Things here in the 7th, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Haar. Haar 1 for 3, but with the big hit on the night, the 3 RBI double that tied this game back in inning number 5. It scored Justin Fox, Jamal Austin, and Austin Wobrock, and tied the game at 4. The Wild Things would take the lead the very next inning in the 6th on the home run by Ricky Rodriguez. Hopkins set, checks Austin, throw over there, and Austin's back. Righty on righty, Hopkins versus Haar. Jamal Austin, the runner at first. Hopkins set, here's his pitch. And Haar lines this one to left field, this will get down. Jamal Austin around second, heading to third. He's going to be waved to the plate. Here's the throw, and there's going to be no contest at home plate. Another RBI double for Brian Haar, and your Wild Things now lead it 6-4. Haar's driven in 4 on the day, scoring Austin, and with 2 outs, Wild Things lead it 6-4. Brian Haar just went with the inside pitch, lined it down the left field line, and got Austin in. The great speed at first base allowed the Wild Things to score a run there. Austin comes in, 6-4, your Wild Things lead. Haar drives in his 4th run of the day. And coming to the mound is Boomers manager Jamie Bennett, and that will be it for Keegan Hopkins. Pitching change here from Boomers Stadium. We're going to take a break. Here you're listening to Wild Things Baseball on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here, top of the 7th, 2 outs. Here your Washington Wild Things lead 6-4 on the RBI double by Brian Harr that scored Jamal Austin to add another insurance run to this Wild Things lead. New pitcher for the Schaumburg Boomers will be Evan Boyd. Now on the mound, Boyd, appearing in his 5th game for the Boomers, has thrown 7 1/3 innings, yet to give up a run on 2 hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts for the righty. Final line on Keegan Hopkins, 1 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 2 runs, both earned, still responsible for Brian Harr out there at second base. 3 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So Dave Popkins steps in. Popkins 0 for 2. He has reached base, though, as he was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. Popkins looking to add more. Harr stands out there at second. Harr is still Hopkins' responsibility. Boyd now on the mound. The switch hitter Popkins bats lefty against the righty Boyd. Boyd set, checks Harr at second. And the pitch. And Popkins hits this one to right field and shallow. Going out the second baseman, and Dean will make the catch. And that is out number 3. But the Wild Things do get another run in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 6.5, the score, your Wild Things 6, Schaumburg 4. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Pitching change for your Wild Things, as the new guy on will be Andrew Wick. Wick appearing in his 6th game for the Wild Things, has thrown 4 1/3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, 6 runs total, on 1 hit, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Wick. He was responsible for the 2-run home run back against the Traverse City Beach Bums in Game 2 of that doubleheader. And then Ricky Rodriguez came through as the walk-off winner. So Wick sits at a record of 1-0 with a 6.23 ERA, 2 saves on the season. And for Wick, he will face Sean Payne, Eno Patron, and Michael Valadez. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Boomers here in the bottom of inning number 7 with the Wild Things up by 2. The Wild Things are offering a Flex Plan promotion. Get a 12-ticket plan for the price of a 10-ticket plan. Flex Plans are great for people who have hectic schedules and can't take advantage of a typical season ticket package because they're not sure which games they can attend. A Flex Plan gets you tickets, vouchers at a reduced cost, and you can redeem them whenever it's convenient for you. Call the box office today for more information. Wick, 5'10", 180 pounds, from Briar, Washington. Pitched for the Tampa Bay Rays organization a year ago, facing Sean Payne. Payne 1 for 2 with a home run. Wick set in the pitch, and Payne takes it for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Andrew Wick on in relief here in the bottom of the 7th. Wild Things lead 6-4. Wick looking in, he's set, and the 1-0. And Payne grounds this one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Andrew Wick, as we said, gave up a 2-run homer his last time out that tied the game against Traverse City. And later, Ricky Rodriguez in the bottom of the 7th of that game would be the walk-off hero, an RBI single in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Wick looking in. He's set, and the 1-1. And that's low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Wind really picking up here at Boomer Stadium. Had a little bit of a mist earlier, but that has since passed. Wick has his sign. He's set, and the 2-1. And Payne hits this one to the left center field gap. Austin coming on, and he will make the catch. A nice running catch by Austin for out number 1. So 1 retired here in the bottom of the 7th, and that brings up the first baseman, Eno Patron. Patron today 0 for 2, flew out to Austin both times. That was a very nice running catch by Austin, ranging a long way to his right and making the running catch in the left center field gap. 2,108 the paid attendance here at Boomers Stadium. Wick set. Here's his pitch to Patron. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on the Boomers' first baseman. No balls and a strike. Wick on the mound. Wick 1-0 with a 6.23 ERA. He's set. Here's the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wick was the closer for these Washington Wild Things, but after some struggles has been taken out of that role. Still a late inning guy in the Wild Things bullpen. Wick set the 1-1. Checks his swing. Did he go around? No, says the field umpire. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Eno Patron the batter. Wick got Sean Payne to fly out to left center to start this inning. Wick looking in. He's set. And the 2-1. And this one grounded towards the middle. Hops off the mound. Fox makes the play. Spinning throw, and he gets Patron for out number 2. 4-3 on the putout. A nice backhanded play by Justin Fox, taking his time to play it off the mound, and does a nice jumping, spinning throw to get Patron for out number 2. And that'll bring up the catcher, Michael Valadez. Valadez today, 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. Action out there in the Wild Things bullpen. Devin Davis warming up. Wick looks in. He's set. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike here to Valadez. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Wild Things lead 6-4 over the Schaumburg Boomers. Wick looking for a 1-2-3 7th. He's set in the 0-1. And this one fouled away to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Andrew Wick, the righty, versus Michael Valadez, the righty. The normal catcher. Valadez 6'1", 220. Standing in there, Wick 5'10", 180. Wick set. And the 0-2. Chop foul just behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. McKeon reached out with his bare hand, tried to make a play on that one, but couldn't get it before it hit the ground. 0-2 the count here. Wild Things lead 6-4, bottom of the 7th, 2 away. Andrew Wick looking into his catcher, McKeon. He has his sign. He's set. And the 0-2. And popped up by Valadez. Behind second base. Fox calling for it, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Wick here in the 7th. And after 7 innings of play, the score, your Washington Wild Things 6, Schaumburg Boomers 4. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Evan Boyd out there again for the Schaumburg Booners. Got the final out in inning number 7 as he got Dave Popkins to pop out to second base on just one pitch. The Wild Things added an insurance run last inning and now scored a run in 3 straight innings. Scored 4 back in the 5th, 1 in the 6th to take the lead, the Ricky Rodriguez solo home run, and then scored 1 last inning as Justin Fox started things off with a walk and was replaced by Jamal Austin, who grounded into a fielder's choice, so it was a runner at first with 1 out. And Austin Wobrock flew out to left field, and Brian Harr delivered again his 4th RBI of the day as he hit an RBI double, scoring Austin all the way from first and giving the Wild Things this 6-4 lead here in the top of the 8th in Schaumburg, Illinois. Wednesdays are bucket hat days at the park this summer. For $15, you can get a reserved seat and a Wild Things bucket hat. What a great deal. And also on Sundays, bring your church bulletin to the park, and we'll give you a $2 discount on your tickets. A couple of great promotions at Consol Energy Park. Your Wild Things return home June 3rd through the 5th to take on the Evansville Otters in the 3-game series. And leading off in the 8th here for the Wild Things will be Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez today, 1 for 3. Hit the home run that gave the Wild Things the lead. That was 5-4 back in the 6th. Boyd set. Here's the pitch. And Rodriguez takes ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Boyd looks in, the 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on the Wild Things DH. Rodriguez, as we said, have played in a number of capacities this year. Designated hitter, third base, left field. Since coming off the DL. The 1-1. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 6-4. Boyd set. Here's the 1-2. And this one grounded to second. Dean charging. And he'll throw to first. That's out number 1. 1 away here in the 8th, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo double, homer, single today, 3 for 3. Looking for a triple to complete the cycle. Dave Popkins was in a similar situation yesterday. He had a single, a double, and a triple. He couldn't get the home run. Yezzo today, 3 for 3, came into today hitting 119 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Added another home run to his ledger as he brought in the first run of the game for the Wild Things with that solo shot. Boyd set in the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the Wild Things first baseman. Yezzo looking for his 4th hit on the day. Boyd set in the 1-0. And Yezzo pops it up on the infield. Coming in is Dean, and now he'll be called off by the first baseman, Patron, and he'll make the catch. That is out number 2. So quickly 2 away here in the top of the 8th, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink today 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Looking to get something going here with 2 away. Boyd got the last out of inning number 7, and now has retired the first 2 here in the 8th. He's set in the pitch. And that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 6-4. Boyd set, the 1-0. And this one's chopped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count here on Grant Fink. 2 outs, top 8. Storm clouds moving in. Trying to get this game in 9. Boyd set. Here's the pitch. And Fink swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on the Wild Things left fielder. They lead 6-4 here in the top of the 8th. Game 1 of this 3-game series with the Schaumburg Boomers. Boyd set. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 outs, top 8. Wild Things up 6-4. His last inning added an insurance run. Brian Haar's 4th RBI of the day, an RBI double that scored Jamal Austin. Boyd set. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss, and Fink strikes out. And that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Wild Things here in the 8th, but after 7.5, they lead it 6-4. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Bottom of the 8th, new pitcher for the Wild Things will be lefty Devin Davis. So Andrew Wick finishes his night. 1 inning pitch, no runs, no earned, no hits, no walks, and no strikeouts. For Davis, appearing in his 6th game for the Wild Things, has thrown 6 innings this year, yet to give up a run on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. His record currently sits at 0-0. So good work out of the bullpen for Devin Davis. He comes on here in the 8th. And set to greet him will be Justin Bird, Josh Gardner, and Jordan Dean. 9-1 and 2 for these Schaumburg Boomers. Your Wild Things lead 6-4. They're down 4-0 until the top of the 5th. Jimmy Yezzo started things off in that inning with a solo shot that then made the score 4-1. Then after loading the bases with 2 outs on a walk by Justin Fox, a single by Jamal Austin, and a walk by Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar delivered a 3 RBI double to tie the game at 4. The Wild Things would take the lead in the 6th as Ricky Rodriguez hit his 2nd homer of the 2016 season, a solo shot that gave the Wild Things a 5-4 lead. Insurance was added in the 7th when Brian Haar again, an RBI double driving in his 4th run of the day, gave the Wild Things a 6-4 lead, and that's where it stands here in the bottom of the 8th. Justin Bird, the center fielder, steps in. Bird 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a ground out. Davis set. Here's the pitch. And it's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Davis 8 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. So a good strikeout man is yet to walk a batter, the 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Davis in the 2nd game against Joliet came in for 2 innings and got 5 of the 6 outs via strikeout. The 1-1. Bunting, and he kept the bat out there too long. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, nobody out, and we know Davis. Davis is a very fast worker on the mound. He gets his sign and then gets ready to throw. Davis set the 1-2. And this one lined to center field. Jamal Austin a few steps in, and he'll make the catch. Out number 1. The 1 away here in the 8th, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Josh Gardner. Gardner 1 for 3, a single strikeout and a fly-out double play for him on the day. 1 out, bottom 8, Wild Things lead 6-4. Devin Davis takes over. Matt Frodden delivered 6 innings in the start, giving up 4 runs, all of which earned on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for the Wild Things righty. Davis looks in the pitch, and it's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Gardner. Gardner, as we said, 1 for 3. Davis set in the 1-0. And that's inside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Davis, not just a lefty specialist out of this Wild Things bullpen, can get everyone out. The 2-0. That's a strike, 2 balls and a strike. It's done good against both righties and lefties this 2016 season. Davis set the 2-1. And that's a call. No high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Looked like the home plate umpire was going to make the move for the strike, but puts his hands in the air. 3-1. The 3-1. And that's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count full. Jordan Dean on deck for the Schaumburg Boomers. Davis looks in. He's set the 3-2. And this one's fouled away. Count sticks full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Had some rain here earlier in the day. Delayed this game's start time by a half hour. We threw the first pitch at 8:10 Eastern time. Currently just past 10:30 over on the East Coast. And this pitch is inside ball 4. That's the first walk of the year for Devin Davis, as it gives Schaumburg a 1-out base runner, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jordan Dean. Dean today, 1 for 3 with a double. He was left at third base in that double back in the 3rd inning. He's also lined out to short and flew out to center. Gardner at first after the walk. Davis checks him. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing. He didn't go around, though. 1 ball, no strikes. So that pitch up and in. 1-0 the count to Dean. Davis looks in to McKeon. Has his sign set, checks Gardner at first, the pitch. And this ball hit the center field. Austin a couple steps back, now ranging more way back and catches it a couple steps in front of the track, out number 2. 2 away, as that one had way more carry on it than it looked like it did. The wind is blowing out the center field, so probably a little wind aided there. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Paul Crowenfeld, excuse me. Crowenfeld on the day, 1 for 2, a single and a stolen base. Wild Things lead 6-4, 2 outs, bottom 8. Davis set, checks first, the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Davis on the mound, lefty on lefty as he's facing Paul Crowenfeld. Davis set, the 1-1. And that's low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes the count here on Crowenfeld. The designated hitter, 1 for 2 with a walk. The pitch, grounded to second. Fox makes the play, throw on to first, and that is out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. And after 8, the score, your Wild Things 6, the Schaumburg Boomers 4. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute? That keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise, we ensure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball from Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm Zach Ziegler here on the MSA Sports Network. Pitching change for Schaumburg is now Kenneth Knudsen will come into the game. Knudsen on the year. Currently has not appeared in a game. This is his first appearance of the 2016 season on the mound for the Boomers. Evan Boyd, his final line, an inning and a third pitched with 1 strikeout, did not give up a run, in his 1 1/3 innings of work. Here in the ninth, Wild Things lead 6-4. Due up for the Wild Things, Alex McKeon, Justin Fox, and Jamal Austin to face Kenneth Knudsen for the Schaumburg Boomers. Knudsen, as we said, making his first appearance of the season for the Schaumburg Boomers. And hey fans, you know you can receive $100 when you open a new checking account with Clearview Federal Credit Union. Visit them at clearviewfcu.org for more details. Knudsen on the mound. He'll be facing Alex McKeon, Justin Fox, and Jamal Austin. McKeon stepping in as we are ready to start baseball here in the ninth. Wild Things lead 6-4. Looking for some insurance runs. McKeon today 0 for 3. The pitch. Grounded up the middle. Stabbed there by Knudsen. He'll throw to first, and that's out number 1. One pitch, one away for Kenneth Knudsen on the mound to start his 2016 season, and he'll face the second baseman Justin Fox. Fox today 0 for 1, 2 walks on the night. Fox playing second base tonight for John Zizniewski. They've been splitting time there in the 2016 season. Knudsen set. Here's his pitch. And that's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Fox. Knudsen pitch set. Here's the 1-0. And that's inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Out in the Wild Things bullpen, Zach Grotz warming up. Grotz got the save in last night's game. Knudsen set. Here's the 2-0. And that's low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Fox trying to work his third walk of the night. Righty on righty, Knudsen set. The 3-0 to Fox. And that's a strike. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count here on the Wild Things second baseman. Fox looking to get on here in the ninth. Knudsen set. The 3-1. And that's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, center fielder Jamal Austin on deck. Knudsen set. The 3-2. And that's high, ball 4. Justin Fox walks for the 3rd time tonight and gives the Wild Things a 1-out base runner. That'll bring up Jamal Austin. Austin today 1 for 4. Has reached base 3 times, though. Reached on a strikeout and a wild pitch back in the first. Lined out to the shortstop in the 3rd. A single in the 5th. And a fielder's choice in inning number 7. Knudsen set, checks Fox at first. Throw over there. And Fox is back. 6-4, your Wild Things lead. 1 out, top of the 9th. Knudsen has his sign. Looks into his catcher, Valadez. Here's his pitch. Austin swings and misses. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on the Wild Things center fielder. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 2 can be heard tomorrow here on the MSA Sports Network. 7:05 first pitch on the East Coast. 6:05 here Central Time. Knudsen versus Austin. Justin Fox at first after his walk. Knudsen set. The 0-1. And that's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes on Austin. 0-2 the count, 1 out. On the Wild Things center fielder, Austin 1 for 4, has reached base 3 times today. Knudsen set. The 0-2. And Austin, a fly ball to right field and shallow. Coming in and making the catch is Robinson, and that is out number 2. 2 away here in the 9th, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock today, 1 for 3. A single and a walk. Also scored a run. Justin Fox at first. He reached on a walk. He has 3 walks on the day. Wobrock looking to get something going with 2 outs. Knudsen set. And the pitch to Wobrock. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to the Wild Things shortstop. Righty on lefty, Knudsen versus Wobrock. Knudsen has his sign. Set, checks Fox, the pitch. Swing and a miss by Wobrock. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, top 9. Wild Things lead 6-4. Looking to take game 1 of this 3-game series with Schaumburg. Knudsen set. The 0-2. And that's way inside ball 1 as Wobrock lays off. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Knudsen making his 2016 Frontier League debut. Has his sign. He's set. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's inside ball 2. Almost hit Wobrock. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Wild Things lead 6-4. Knudsen looks in. Has his sign. He's set. And the 2-2. And that's outside. Ball 3. The count fills up here. Brian Haar on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Heck's driven in 4 of the 6 Wild Things runs on the night. Knudsen set. The 3-2. There goes Fox for second, and this pitch fouled away. Count 6, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Kenneth Knudsen on the hill, his 2016 Frontier League debut. Fox at first, he reached on a walk. Zach Grotz in the bullpen, he's set to pitch the 9th. Knudsen set. The 3-2. There goes Fox again, it's outside ball 4. Jamal Austin's second walk of the day, and the Wild Things have runners at first and second here with 2 away for Brian Haar. Haar today, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. Driving in 4 of the team's 6 runs. Meeting on the mound here for Schaumburg, and as they do that, going to take a look at the schedule coming up for your Washington Wild Things. After this 3-game set in Schaumburg, Illinois, we'll travel to Normal, Illinois for 3 games, May 31st through June 2nd. Then your Wild Things return home June 3rd through the 5th to take on Evansville, and June 8th through the 9th, they take on the Windy City Thunderbolts. 6-game homestand coming up after this 6-game road trip. And after that, 3 games in Lake Erie, June 10th through the 12th, and the Wild Things back home to take on the Joliet Slammers, June 14th through the 16th. Haar steps in, 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Knudsen looks in, has his sign from Valadez, checks Fox at second, and the pitch to Haar is low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to the Wild Things third baseman. Knudsen looking in, has his sign, checks Fox at second, and the pitch. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count here to Brian Haar. 1-1, 2 outs. Haar versus Knudsen. Knudsen has his sign. He's set. The 1-1. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Wild Things lead 6-4, looking for some insurance. Haar's driven in 4 of the team's 6 runs this evening. Knudsen set. The pitch. And Haar, fly ball. Shallow right field. Coming in and making the sliding catch is Justin Bird. And that is out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, but 2 left after 2 walks in the inning. And your score after 8.5, Wild Things 6, Boomers 4. Coming to bat in the bottom of the 9th, you're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the ninth, your Wild Things lead it 6-4 over the Schaumburg Boomers. Pitching change for the Wild Things. Zach Grotz comes in for the Wild Things. Grotz, appearing in his 7th game for the Wild Things, has thrown 5 2/3 innings. Hasn't given up a run yet on 4 hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. He's 1-0 with 1 save on the year. For Devin Davis, an inning of work. No runs, no hits, a walk, and no strikeouts. So Wick and Davis have been good out of the bullpen. Grotz looking to close things out here in the ninth. Set to greet him, Chris Robinson, Mark Nelson, and Sean Payne. Chris Robinson stepping in, 1 for 3 with an RBI triple today. Grotz looking for his 2nd save of the 2016 season. Wind has really picked up here at Boomer Stadium, blowing out the left field. So Grotz on the mound, looking for save number 2. He looks into his catcher, McKeon, has his sign. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike on Robinson to start inning number 9. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Grotz setting the pitch. This one hit foul, no balls, 2 strikes. Wild Things up 6-4, bottom 9. You can hear Game 2 tomorrow right here on the MSA Sports Network. 7:05 Eastern first pitch as Brandon Hinkle takes the mound for your Washington Wild Things. Here's the 0-2. And a called strike 3. He strikes Robinson out, and there is 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 9. That'll bring up the third baseman, Mark Nelson. Nelson today 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's also flown out and popped out on the day. Wild Things up 6-4. We said Brandon Hinkle taking the mound tomorrow for your Washington Wild Things in Game 2 of this series. Grotz looking in. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike. No balls and a strike. Grotz 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings of work this season. Has been very good out of the Wild Things bullpen. Signed out of the Houston Astros organization as this one's fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Grotz on the hill. Wild Things up 6-4, 1 out, bottom 9. Grotz is 0-2. That's way outside, ball 1. Couldn't get him to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Righty on lefty. Grotz setting the pitch. And this one hit softly over third base. Brian Haar is there, and he makes the catch. Out number 2. Last chance for the Schaumburg Boomers. It'll be left fielder Sean Payne with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Your Wild Things lead 6-4, looking to secure their 7th win of the season. Grotz looking to secure his 2nd save. Payne today 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer back in the 1st. Nobody on here, 2 outs. Grotz set the pitch. Swung on, chopped right in front of the mound. McKeon has it, throw to first, and the game is over. You can put it in the books. Your Wild Things win. Final score, 6-4. They take Game 1 of 3 here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Keep it tuned right here. Washington Wild Things postgame show coming up. You've been listening to Washington Wild Things baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's Washington Wild Things postgame show. Final score, your Wild Things take game one of this three-game series here in Schaumburg by the score of 6-4. Matt Frauding gets his second win of the 2016 season. Not a bad start, but also not a great start for Frauding. Went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, 4 earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Going to take a look at the scoring summary for today's game. It started out early for Schaumburg as they scored 4 runs in the first inning after a single by Josh Gardner and a 1-out walk to Paul Crowenfield gave the Boomers runners at first and second with 1 out. Chris Robinson delivered on a 2 RBI triple that scored both Gardner and Crowenfield, made the early score 2-0 Schaumburg. One batter later, Sean Payne would hit his first home run of the 2016 season, a 2-run shot that put Schaumburg out 4-0 in inning number 1. But after that, Matt Frauding settled down and retired the Boomers, not allowing them to get on the board for the rest of the game. The Wild Things, they got their first run in the top of the 5th. Jimmy Yezzo led things off with a solo shot, his second home run of the year to the deepest part of the yard over the notch out there in right field. Then 2 batters later, Justin Fox walked, Jamal Austin singled, and Austin Wobrock walked to load the bases for the Wild Things with 2 away before Brian Harr came in with a 3 RBI double to tie the game at 4. Then in the top of the 6th, Wild Things struck again. Ricky Rodriguez, his second home run of the 2016 season, made the score 5-4 Washington Wild Things at that point. Jimmy Yezzo would single, but would be stranded there as Grant Fink struck out, and a double play by Alex McKeon ended the inning. In the 7th, Wild Things were back at it again. Justin Fox led things off with a walk, then was replaced by Jamal Austin at first base on a fielder's choice. And 1 batter later, Brian Harr delivered again, RBI double, his 4th RBI of the day, made the score 6-4, and your Wild Things would end up winning by that score, 6-4, the final. Your Washington Wild Things player of the day, Brian Harr, 2 for 5 on the night, driving in 4 of the team's 6 runs on 2 doubles, including a bases-clearing double in the 5th inning that scored Justin Fox, Jamal Austin, and Austin Wobrock that tied the game. A very good game for Brian Harr, and he earned your Washington Wild Things player of the day in this 6-4 Washington Wild Things victory here in Game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 2 can be heard right here on the MSA Sports Network tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch Eastern Time, 6:05 here in the Central Time Zone. Brandon Hinkle takes the mound for your Washington Wild Things in Game 2. Final score here from Game 1 of this 3-game series in Schaumburg. Your Wild Things win it 6-4. Be sure to tune into MSA Sports Network tomorrow, and thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. I hope you stay tuned for the entire 2016 season. From the MSA Sports Network, final score, Wild Things win 6-4. Have a good night, everybody.